The Colorado Mammoth are back at home for a second week in a row, and a spot in the postseason still hangs in the balance. The Rochester Nighthawks are in town, and one of their offensive weapons used to be a Mammoth weapon. Ryan Benesch returns to the Loud House for the first time since being traded and will look to stand in the way of the Mammoth's playoff push.
Shot. Oh, what a save by Dylan Ward!
Can goalie Dylan Ward lead the Mammoth to victory? It's Fan Appreciation Night, so Colorado needs to put on a show. The Mammoth and Nighthawks, they're next on Altitude.
One last regular season home game, Mammoth fans picking up as much apparel as they can. But inside, we're getting ready for a hotly contested matchup. It's NLL action in the Mammoth and the Nighthawks next on Altitude. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the Pepsi Center alongside good friend and former Mammoth player Jamie Shuchuk. My name is Teddy Jenner, and Jamie, we'll talk about last week's game in a minute, but the Mammoths still hold their destiny in their hand. Win, and they're in.
Yeah, it's what you play for all season is that moment to be able to control your own destiny. So great opportunity. Didn't get it done last week, but another opportunity here at home on a Friday night crowd at Pepsi Center.
A look at the Western standings. 3 teams have clinched playoff berths. Colorado sitting in that 4th spot. We talked about win and they're in, or Vancouver lost on Sunday and they're in. But if they lose this one tonight, it kind of opens the door for Vancouver.
Yeah, and they're playing a Rochester team who is not in the playoffs, so I think that's a dangerous thing. You know, you got a lot of these guys. You know that Rochester's made a lot of moves. We're going to talk about that coming up here with Vitarelli and Benesch, but you know, you're playing a team, I think it's a dangerous thing that has nothing to lose.
We talked about last weekend's game against Saskatchewan. They played one of the best defensive teams in the National Lacrosse League, but the offense really struggled pretty much the entire game.
Well, we see when this team is consistent. They do play a full 60 minutes. They get off to a hot start on the offensive end, and they just had no response for the powerhouse Saskatchewan rush last week. So offense and early and often is going to be a big focus tonight for the Mammoth.
About a month and a half ago, interim GM Pat Cole had to make one of the biggest trades he's ever had to make, and it wasn't an easy one. Sending fan favorite Ryan Benesch to Rochester in return for Corey Vitarelli. At the time, a lot of people felt it was a very one-sided deal, but we'll look at the head-to-head stats. They've actually been very similar since the trade.
Well, and I think the offense is better with this trade. I think it allows the ball to move a lot more. It's given Eli McLaughlin a lot more opportunity there. We see what Vitarelli can do. He just creates so much havoc there on the crease, and he's been a great addition to this Mammoth squad up front.
He has been a great addition. They call him Dogger. He loves to get loose balls. He loves to fight for dirty areas, but he really has added a nice little touch to this offense.
Yeah, and the way Coach Sean Williams wants to see this offense play is ball movement and people movement, and Vitarelli fits that mold with this whole offense up front.
On the other side of the floor, familiar face, Ryan Benesch. Since that trade, 7 goals, 13 points. He's fit in with that unit along with Cody Jamieson and Kyle Jackson, very potent, but it wasn't something he expected, but he is a true professional.
Well, we've talked about him the last 2 seasons here, being here in Colorado, and you know, he did exactly what he's done on every NLL team. He's been a consistent goal scorer, so you know what you're going to get out of number 17. It's going to be a big matchup here for the Colorado Mammoth to shut down this left side, including Ryan Benesch tonight.
They'll also have to shut down Cody Jamieson, the team's leading scorer. He is potent from all over the floor. He has the ability to go off for 10 anytime he wants. But this is a game for the Colorado Mammoth to take. They need this win. They got to put Colorado behind them. Focus on the playoffs and a win, and they'll get that done. The Nighthawks and the Mammoth on Altitude next.
The Colorado Mammoth on Altitude and NLL on BR Live is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. And by the Ford F-150. Get the truck that was made to work. Ford F-150. Built better, built stronger, built Ford tough. Back inside the Pepsi Center, getting you ready for this National Lacrosse League matchup between the Nighthawks and the Mammoth. Nighthawks coming off a 2-game winning streak. The Mammoth, a tough loss to Saskatchewan before they had won 3 in a row. We'll get to our starting goaltenders, scratches, officials, and all that as we get closer to game time. Let's head down to a message from Mayor Michael Hancock.
Hi, Mammoth fans. I'm Denver Mayor Michael Hancock. This Fan Appreciation Night, I hope all Mammoth fans, from season ticket holders to first-timers, are enjoying a great lacrosse game in the Loud House. And while you watch, I hope you all are looking for ways to make friends with your neighbors in the seat next to you. Let's come together in support of the Mammoth tonight. I support Jack Strong every day and encourage you Mammoth fans to support initiatives that address the epidemics of youth depression and suicide and work to support our youth through tough crises. I encourage you to continue your support of the Mammoth and all Denver sports teams. Sports bring us together and make us stronger, encouraging us to work together and to support each other. Now, let's get back to it, Mammoth fans. It's time to finish the regular season strong before the chase to the championship.
Is John Padilla, his mom Jeannie, and his dad Rick. Jack was a 15-year-old lacrosse goaltender who was coached by many of our own Mammoth players. Jack fought an intense battle with depression and bullying and tragically took his own life in February. Since Jack's death, his brother John and a group of friends have organized Jack Strong, a student initiative to support teen suicide prevention and anti-bullying efforts. For more information about Jack Strong, visit GoFundMe.com/JackStrong17. The Colorado Mammoth would like to thank Jack's family for attending tonight's game and for bringing this initiative to life. At this time, we ask that Colorado Captain Dan Coates and Rochester Captain Cody Jamieson join us at center field for a ceremonial face-off. Thank you, Loud House. Let's give it up one more time for the Padilla family.
We're taking on Warren Hill. Dylan Ward, 5-8, 10.7 goals against average, .77 save percentage. Warren Hill getting his third straight National Lacrosse League start, 2-2, 11.21, .797. And you mentioned it, Jamie. Colorado's got to find a way to get to Warren Hill early and often.
Yeah, and I think that with the consistent play of Dylan Ward, he's put his team in positions to do that. And you're exactly right, Teddy. It's answering your opponent's runs, and the Mammoth offense need to focus on that and getting momentum that they lose throughout the course of this game.
You're going to get a look at the offensive zone for Rochester. They got 3 guys down on the offensive floor. That's because number 18, Jake Withers, has won 73% of his faceoffs. They got to find a way, if they're going to give up draws to him, just to limit his opportunities to turn those wins into goals. And he does win the first draw on a procedure by Edwards. He'll go off for a change. Quickly gives it there to Kyle Jackson. Mike Burke, former Mammoth player at one point. Jackson into the corner. Back to Jackson. That pass just missed. And a broken stick in the hand of Mike Burke, so he'll have to go off for a change. Jamieson, shot, bouncer, scores. 1-0 Rochester as Cody Jamieson gets his team-leading 28th goal of the year. And just like that, 1-0 Colorado, sorry, 1-0 Rochester.
On just a shooter shot there, we can see Dylan Ward doing what he does best, stepping way out, challenging the shot. Kind of a broken play late in the shot clock, but Jamieson saw Wardo stepping out, knew he couldn't put it over him, and just a nice little bouncer to that far side top corner. It's a beauty shot by Jamieson.
For all you young lacrosse players out there, it doesn't have to be the hardest shot, but sometimes placed bouncers are some of your best options. You like those shots.
Well, they're pretty too, especially from the outside when guys can do that. And you're right, Tay. You don't see a lot of youth players, work on that shot. It's definitely an undervalued shot here in the NLL.
Jamieson from Bushi at 226. And off the draw, here comes Graham Hossack. We saw his brother last weekend with Saskatchewan. And one of the best young defenders in the National Lacrosse League. Here's Austin Shanks, just activated today. Gives it off to Mike Triolo. Triolo spins, inside feed. Nicely knocked down there by Lynch. Loose ball. And they'll say through the crease, possession to Colorado.
Well, a nice job by Lynch there to just get a stick in the way, just kind of use his body to knock that pass down.
Here's Eli McLaughlin, had a tough game last weekend against Saskatchewan. Would love to get on the scoring board here tonight. Killen underneath, diving, loses possession. Loose ball picked up by Wittig, and then it'll bounce to Warren Hill. Then quickly up the floor comes Daryl Roberts. Bleacher Report Live makes watching live sports easy. Download or visit to watch all the National Lacrosse League action and more with BR Live. Let's say hello to all of our fans watching around North America, live on BR Live. Thanks for tuning in. 9 seconds on the shot clock for Burke as he's got a new twig. Up top, gives it off to Boucher. His shot goes off Ward and out of play. And all the way down on the other floor, I'm not sure who that is down in the defensive end. It's Brandon Robinson. And so the Nighthawks trainers quickly out on the floor to attend to him. Let's go down between the benches. The third member of our broadcast team, John Gallant. Good to see you, Johnny. A big win for this Colorado Mammoth squad if they can get it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, it's a short week, and we've talked with head coach Pat Coyle all year about their young offense, right? And being young, they don't know any better. He's used that term with me over and over again. And let's see if they can put last week's tough loss to Saskatchewan behind them on this short week and move that ball. And I know during warm-ups, all you could hear from the Colorado Mammoth side was pace, pace, pace. They want to move that ball quickly here tonight.
Thanks, Johnny. We'll check in a minute. Daryl Robinson being helped off the floor by a couple of teammates. Let's hope he's going to be okay. They had initially opened the end gate, but they'll just take him off down the tunnel behind the bench. So a fresh 30 for Rochester. They'll send out the offense. Boucher gives it off to Jackson down in the corner. Jamison. He'll work off a pick. Jamison trying to find space down low. Feed. Diagonal feed knocked down by a good stick there. On the run, here comes Colorado. Garitano gets pulled down, no call from the official, still has it to Carnegie, didn't even look to the net, stepped in the crease twice, and now they'll call it. Mike Carnegie doesn't have a point all year, and right there it looked like he didn't even want to look at the net.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little lost. He found himself there on the crease, didn't realize. I thought he probably could have shot that ball, but trying to be unselfish and hitting the trailer there.
Here's Triolo, shot. Ward gets a piece of it, reset the 30. Benesh, pass deflected by Capito, but Rochester gains it. Here's Cody Jamison. Inside feed. Feed. Gives it off to Boucher. He came over from a trade from Calgary at the deadline. Jamison with a shot saved there by Ward. Loose ball picked up. Capito on a breakaway. Can he run onto it? Oh, the pass was just a little short. But Wardle will take it, and Colorado offense will get a little 3-on-2 here if they want it. Shot by Stewart. That one just goes wide. Pushing the tempo, here's Daryl Robertson. Gets into the stick of Colton Armstrong, who has it. Pushed down the backside by Eli McLaughlin, who's stuck on a defensive shift. Shot short side, saved by Ward. Loose ball picked up by Eli. Colorado going to run here with numbers, 3-on-2, 4-on-3. McLaughlin, late man Lee, shot. He just whizzed the tower of Warren Hill. Loose ball grab by Lord. Here comes the offense with Corey Vittorelli. McLaughlin, 13 on the shot clock. Eli, bouncer. Oh, that one just snuck past Hill, but wide. Loose ball picked up by Hossack. Now Hill run. Slow developing 2-on-1. Hossack with Jamison. Hossack shot right into the breadbasket. A nice save there by Dylan Ward. Up ahead comes Lintz. And Lintz will leave it there for Rouet, who finds Chris Wardle. Speaking with head coach Pat Coyle and shoot around or at practice yesterday, he'd like to see a little more from Rouet and Wardle. Those grinder guys, he'd like to see him at least get a goal a game from those two. Ryan Lee faked it, gives it off to Wardle. Shot, that one sails wide. Loose ball picked up by Rochester. Up ahead goes Jake Withers on the break. And back is the defense, and Withers trying to go short side. And Ward makes the save. And what are they going to call here? A holding call. Shots currently 7-0 in favor of Rochester. And the Nighthawks are going to go to their first power play of the night.
Colorado bench minor, 2 minutes illegal substitution.
So illegal substitution is the call. Rochester has the 4th best power play at 47.7%, going up against the 7th ranked short man unit of Colorado. And this is an area Colorado needs to win.
Yeah, 100%. It's these opportunities here where we talk about momentum and shutting down your opponent's momentum, and this would be a huge kill if the Mammoth can do that.
Jeff Wittig, the in-home, will serve the illegal substitution. Bouchy, Jamieson, back to Bouchy. They play 1-2 near side Mike Burke. Bouchy top center, backhand feed Burke. Faked it, he just put it wide. Loose ball picked up by Jackson. Now Jamieson, 8 on the shot clock. Bouchy shot, that hit Coates, never made it through, ball loose. Good job by Lintz to keep it free. And here comes Robert Hope. Hope will slow it up, give it off to Ryan Lee, and Colorado will try to kill at least 30 seconds of the minor.
I'll be interested to see if Rochester puts Jamieson out on the power play. Wasn't out there with that first unit. Let's see if he goes out there with the second one.
Here's McLaughlin. Gets a pick from Wardle, rounds the horn. Into the corner, Ryan Lee, 5 on the shot clock. Lee skips it to Wardle, and Wardle will just dump it into the corner. And that'll take us to our first TV timeout. Cody Jamieson and the Rochester Nighthawks have a 1-0 lead. They'll come back with power play time remaining here in the first quarter, live from Denver, Colorado. The 2019-2020 season. To learn more about all the great benefits of being a Mammoth season ticket member, check out ColoradoMammoth.com. Visit the ticket tab and be part of the Loud House experience. So just over a minute remaining on the minor, served by Jeff Wittig. The first time that power play unit went out for Rochester. Got a good look from Mike Burke, good look from the top shooter, but nice job by the Mammoth defense to close down the lanes.
Well, it's interesting too, there's no Joey Capito on the box there in the back end, so obviously he's their big transition guy, but you got a big body with John Lintzer up front who's been knocking down passes so far.
Burke, Jamieson, one-time feed to Shanks, and he puts it right into the chest of Dylan Ward. And Ward will flip it over to Ian Lord. Lord crosses center, leaves it there for Eli McLaughlin as, again, Colorado will try and kill some time here, maybe pick up a late reset. McLaughlin gets a pick from Wardle, turns the corner, keeps going, takes a shot, kicked aside from Warren Hill. And Hossack is up ahead of the play, but they won't feed him. 24 remaining on the power play for Rochester. One shot so far on target. Jamieson top center. Benesh. Near side Burke, down low Shanks. They play 1-2, all the way back Jamieson. Jamieson drags, gives to Burke, shot save, rebound, another save by Dylan Ward. It's stuck in his pads. He's got Jeff Wittig all the way ahead of him. 2-on-1, Wittig with Lee. Wittig, shot save by Warren Hill. Nice take there from Wittig, an even better save by Warren Hill, who has really given the Nighthawks some solid minutes in this 2-game win streak. Bouchy scored 7 in his first game as a member of the Nighthawks. Outside shot, loose ball picked up by Jackson, and he just put it wide. Loose ball grabbed there by Edwards, and he'll flip it to Lord. And a nice save by Dylan Ward on Jamieson, but that rebound was juicy for Kyle Jackson. Here's Vitarelli. Far side, Ryan Lee. One-time feed, Vitarelli put on target again. Warren Hill there, shots 11-3, Rochester. Up the floor, Robertson. We'll slow it up. Skip it far side. Jamieson spins off his check, steps back, tries to get underneath. Has Burke up top, finds him, Burke, shot, save Ward, loose ball. Found there by Eli. Quickly ahead to Robert Hope. And the man will change. Wardle across the timeline. Rouet into the corner, Kyle Killen. Working there with Ryan Lee. Killen, Wittig. Shot through a screen. Warren Hill with a save. Loose ball picked up by Hossack. Quickly up ahead, Colton Armstrong. No numbers here as Rochester continues to push. Armstrong drives the cage, and another nice save by Dylan Ward. Already faced 13 shots. We're just halfway through the first. Capito. Quickly up the floor, will turn the corner and slow things down with Vitarelli. Vitarelli finds a late man in Kyle Killen, who gets a pick from Lee. Shot! Warren Hill again with the save. Man, Warren Hill has looked good early on. Hasn't been tested much. The few saves he's made have been the high quality variety.
Yeah, he's definitely coming out and challenging these shots. You know, I'd like to see the Mammoth haven't had a lot of opportunities to really set up their offense. When Kyle Killen caught that ball, he's the last guy off the bench with 13 seconds left. Took an early shot, so I think they need to grind this defense down a little bit more and get to Warren Hill.
Jamison turns the corner, gets inside, another big save by Dylan Ward. Loose ball picked up by Gillis. Up ahead to Coates. Colorado gonna run. Slow developing 3-on-2. Right now Rochester is back. Jamison late man. Little cherry pick, but he'll get off the floor. Vitarelli, late man, Wittig, and there you get, again, Jamie, the offense fully getting on the floor with 12 seconds on the offense. McLaughlin has room, will take a shot, try to go far side, save there by Hill, loose ball. And Ryan Lee will go all the way across center to find that one. No back over, his last touch by Nighthawk. Vitarelli, near side Eli. Behind the net, Lee, inside Vitarelli, that pass just wide. And this will be a back over call. As McLaughlin will chase back. And Kyle Jackson trying to draw a penalty. Well, we will head to break. Rochester still holding to a 1-0 lead. Mammoth would love to get one to tie things up. Come back and see if they do from Denver.
Welcome back to the Pepsi Center. The Rochester Nighthawks are leading the Colorado Mammoth 1-0. We're here with head coach Pat Coyle. Pat, after a short week, how do you assess your team's performance so far here tonight?
Okay. I think Rochester came out hard and we're a bit on our heels. Offensively, again, not the best start, but there's a lot of game left.
All right, thanks, Pat. Good luck. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Johnny. And would you agree with head coach Pat Coyle?
Yeah, 100%. You know, we talked about in the opening the fact that this Mammoth offense needs to get off to a hot start and, you know, just getting their opportunities. And, you know, we talked about they're just not getting possessions. They had a good second chance opportunity there in the last offense possession. However, you know, just need to get quality shots. They're making Warren Hill look pretty good right now.
So just waiting to come back here live inside the Pepsi Center. Again, 1-0 is your score. Shots 14-5. In favor of Rochester. That has to be a concern.
Yeah, 100%. five shots in, you know, 10 minutes is not going to cut it.
I meant the 14 shots against.
That too.
Back to live action. Jackson down in the corner. Jamison. He'll get a high seal from Benesh. Give it off to Boucher. Shot. Nice save. Dylan Ward. Ball loose. Picked up there by Benesh. And the officials will say that he went through the crease. Ian Garrison, Andrew Ecclestone, and Kyle Kennery are your 3 on-floors officials. Dave Pratt in between the bench, the scoring bench, rocking the 30. Here come the Mammoth. Love to tie this thing up. Into the corner, Kyle Killen. Looks, gets a pick from Rouet, rolls, comes up top, 10 on the shot clock. McLaughlin sets a pick from Wardle behind it. Oh, what a goal! What a look from Eli to Lee. And Ryan Lee gets the Mammoth on the board. It's 1-1.
Well, it's hard to tell if that was a set play, but, you know, great pick by Wardle to get Eli's hands free, getting Warren Hill way out of the crease, or way off the goal line there. And I don't even think he knew Ryan Lee was behind. The athleticism by Ryan Lee allows him to reach around and dunk that in the empty net.
A fantastic finish by Ryan Lee, his 23rd of the season. He continues to have a career year.
And that's exactly what they need, just to regain that momentum. We talk about how important these face-offs are as well, and we'll see if Timmy Edwards here can seal one from Withers.
Ryan Lee from Eli McLaughlin and Kyle Killen. Even strength goal, time of the goal, 10:45. Off the draw, here's Withers. Down the pipe, scores! And that's what they cannot allow to have happen. Withers off the draw, goes right down, scores on his own. It's 2-1.
It almost looked like a Jeff Snyder goal there, where he wins the face-off to himself, tucks his stick in, go a little twister there to the short side on Dylan Ward, and you're exactly right, Teddy. You can't not allow that to happen.
9 seconds. And I don't know how many times Withers has done that. Jeff Snyder loves to take it to the rack off of any win, but Withers has won, as I said, 73% of his draws. That is an unreal stat line.
That's very impressive, and it's huge when you have a guy like that who can go ahead and regain momentum after losing it.
Time of the goal, 10:54. Off-ball push called on Colorado. Withers has it. They'll flip it up ahead to Triolo. Triolo was cut from the Mammoth camp early this year. Ends up finding a spot here in Rochester late in the season. Jamieson. That pass just a little too high for Mike Burke. 10 on the shot clock. Far side feed, down low Jackson, trying to find room. Backhand short side, trying to one-up the skills of Kyle Killen. And that shot just went wide. So Colorado will get possession. 3.5 to go here in the first. Gillis to Ryan Lee, gets a pick from Rouet. Lee shot, and a nice save. Rouet finds the rebound, gets hit from behind into the boards. Ball loose, picked up by Hosick, and they'll say handball on Rochester. Possession back to Colorado.
That shot went right off of Warren Hill's butt end of his stick, fellas. Let's see if the Colorado Mammoth, they're telling you shoot high here. Let's see if they stay with that format.
Wittig. Vittorelli tried a spinning backhand and then got lit up deep in the defensive zone by Orrin Horn. Loose ball, batted away by Rouet. 10 on the shot clock for Colorado. Picked up there by Wittig. Wittig takes a bump from Magnan and then will just dump it into the corner.
Well, they didn't regain possession there, but you got to love the energy and the effort by Ryan Lee diving for that loose ball just to keep it alive for his squad. We need to see more plays like that.
Bushi around the top. Benesh trying to find some room. You know he'd love to get one here inside his old home. Shot off the butt end of Dylan Ward's stick. That came off the stick of Jackson. And then Lintz will get called for illegal contact. Possession will go back here to Rochester. Got to give a shout out to all the diehard Nighthawk fans who are watching the last road game of this current Nighthawk squad. And it's got to be a real tough time for that whole organization knowing that this incarnation of the club will be in Halifax next year.
Yeah, I think it's a great move for the league itself. You know, this Rochester Nighthawks franchise has been around for a long time, and you know, been very impressive. Have won championships, and you know, one mainstay has been the play of Cody Jamieson, and you know, having him lead this squad, and, you know, over to Halifax, I think they're going to be in good hands. So they'll have success there.
Ball into the corner. Benesh, pump fake shot, scores, short side, past Dylan Ward, and that's a big goal from Ryan Benesh as he throws a big fist pump. It's 3-1 Nighthawks.
Well, it's similar to the Jamieson goal there. If you want to beat a goalie who's stepping way out to the top of his crease, you got to throw a few pump fakes in there just to get him freezing a little bit. You can see that first little fake there by Ryan Benesh got Dylan Ward frozen, and Ryan Benesh just placed it there to the bottom right-hand corner.
Benesh from Jackson, 13-16, and for Benesh's 25th of the year, 8th as a member of the Nighthawks. And with $1:44 remaining, Rochester has a 2-goal lead, and the first quarter struggles continue for Colorado.
You have a pretty nice collection of NLL jerseys you played for, right?
Wow.
Teddy? I think.
Wow.
Are you and Benesh
I played
tied?
for 4
Close?
teams. Settle
Okay.
down.
All right, Benny's got you, I think.
How many teams did you play for, James?
2.
All right. Into the corner, Cody Jamieson. Rochester was my first team, though. Mike Burke around the top. Watch there by Hope. Good defense by Robert Hope. And then that pass just a little bit out of the reach of Mike Triolo. Loose ball picked up by Hope.
Well, Benesh came in the league the same year I did, and there's a reason he's still playing and I'm not, is he's been consistent with all those teams he's played for.
McLaughlin. Last bit in the corner, McLaughlin. Killen, diving, shooting, save Warren Hill as Kyle Killen tried to get underneath and get this back to a 1-goal game. Good take by the rookie, and even better save by Hill. Magnan. Boucher, twister, deflected by Lintz. And he finds it, and will just flip it up ahead. And here comes the captain, Dan Coates. 35 remaining in the first. McLaughlin will slow things up, wait for a pick here by Vitarelli. Gets it, skips it over to Killen. He'll shoot, that one just missed short side. And that one will go up and out of play, so it'll be Rochester possession, 18 left. Warren Hill to the bench, 6-on-5 here for Rochester. Jamieson will carry it and wait. Boucher, Burke, Shanks, Jackson, Benesh, and Cody Jamieson. Here's Burke, 3 seconds left. Burke, Jamieson to Burke, and they won't get a shot off. And for Colorado, a bit of a lucky break that they'll go into the break down 2. Ryan Benesh has a goal against his former team's second quarter action coming up from Denver. 3-1's your score as we get set to start the second quarter here from Denver, Colorado. You want all the latest news, interviews, and more delivered straight to your inbox? Head over to NLL.com and sign up for the NLL newsletter now. You won't want to miss a beat. Shots in that first quarter, Jamie. 19-8 in favor of Rochester. Face-offs 4-1 in favor of Rochester. So Colorado's got some work to do to get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, Dylan Ward's seen the ball. He's got 16 saves there. You know, watching defense coordinator Andrew McBride there, he's pretty animated during that timeout, Johnny. What was the message there to his defense?
John's having a conversation with Angus Goodleaf, so he's trying to get some Rochester scoop. Withers and Edwards at the dot. We'll check in with John in a minute. And Edwards is going to win this one. And he flips it right to Joey Capito. So the Mammoth will get a first chance here in the second quarter. Jacob Rouet into the corner, Ryan Lee. Late man is Eli. He fires through the middle, Lee around the top, skips it over to Vitarelli, now McLaughlin. Trying to drive underneath, he does, scores! Well, they're gonna wave it off, but a penalty coming. And Eli looks to be a little shaken up. But nonetheless, they're gonna say this is no goal, but the Mammoth will go to the power play, but at what cost?
Yeah, not a good sign for the Mammoth and Eli McLaughlin. He's a tough kid too, so
Rochester number 18, a 2-minor holding.
Be interesting to see, but a good hard take there. Gets Withers caught off guard. It looks like the way Eli landed, maybe.
Yeah, and right
shook
there,
him up
it looks
a bit.
like he just grabbed his shoulder, and off the floor he goes. So holding the call on Withers. Mammoth to the power play, we're converting at 40%. Killen gonna set it up. Wittig the shooter. Vitarelli on the crease. Lee and Rouet out there here on the near side. Rouet, Wittig, shot, put it over top of the net. Good look, but Wittig just missed. Loose ball grabbed by Killen, delayed penalty coming up. Vitarelli, backhand feed, Wittig. Killen, pump fake, backhander, just missed short side. And Magnan pressuring Wittig. And that'll be a shot clock violation, but I think Magnan's gonna get a penalty here. Illegal body check, so the Mammoth will have a 5-on-3 for a minute and a half, and an excellent chance to tie this thing up.
Well, huge opportunity, even with Eli McLaughlin. Looks like he's still on the bench or back in the locker room, but
Rochester number 45, a 2-minute minor, illegal body check.
That was late in the 30. So Magnan, illegal body check. 1 minute was the time of that penalty. So they'll go Vitarelli, Wittig, Killen, and Ryan Lee. Vitarelli pass was picked off nicely, and that was grabbed there by a sliding Nighthawk defender. That was Brad Gillies. Jackson. And now Ryan Lee will head off the floor. Jackson. One big thing here for Colorado, they can't give up a second possession as Jackson holds on to it, takes a shot, save Dylan Ward. And they'll push it to Capito. 50 seconds remaining on the initial minor to Withers. Wardle will play the shooter this time. Vitarelli, Wardle, Killen, shot 5-hole off the post. And Hossack corrals the rebound. He'll bounce it to Gillies, who will get across the timeline and try and look for an outlet. Ryan Lee gonna stay deep in the offensive zone, so it's essentially a 4-on-2 here. Jamieson, 15 on the shot clock. Here comes a slow double.
Can't take a penalty here, Teddy. This is really stressful for a defenseman because the offensive guy has nothing to lose here.
Jamieson running and holding on to that possession, but the shot clock will run out. So good job there by Cody Jamieson just to eat some clock with 5 seconds remaining on the minor to Withers. Colorado will fall to 0 for 1, but they still have 33 remaining on the penalty to Luke Magnan. So 5-on-4 now. Killen will set it up. Way to go play the shooter. Inside feed lead, that was a tough pass. Ball pops up in the air. Who's gonna come away with it? And they'll call Ryan Lee through the crease. And Warren Hill will float it near side.
Rochester short man is not respecting the Colorado Mammoth lefty shooter over in that position, really sagging off. I think from scouting there, you can see they're just trying to feed it inside. Let's see if they make an adjustment on that the next trip down.
No Eli McLaughlin on that spot, so they kind of play a little disrespect to Wardle and Wittig. Late in the 30, all even. And Ward, another comfortable save. Here comes Jordan Gillis. 4-on-3 here, 5-on-4 if Colorado can hurry. But quickly back into the defensive mix was Robertson. Now Vitarelli. Bumps it into the corner to Wittig. Up top, Rouet, near side, Ryan Lee. Inside, one timer! What a pass! What a finish! Top corner, Vitarelli, 3-2.
Well, he talked about in the opening what Vitarelli brings to the table here up front for the Mammoth, and it's like just some miscommunication there by Hossack and his defensive partner, and Vitarelli, good pick-off ball, slips, opens up to the ball with his stick up, makes no mistake, catches it and put it to the top corner past Warren Hill.
Just a clinical finish, not a lot of fakes, not a lot of power, catch, release, top corner.
Well, he's so patient with the ball too. We saw him score a similar goal to that last week there. He just, simple catch and shoot, nothing special about it, and it was a perfectly placed shot.
So both guys who were traded for each other have scored against their former teams. Benesh and Vitarelli each with one. The latest, Vitarelli from Lee and Rouet at 3:29. They'll call procedure on Withers for getting it stuck in the back of his stick. Possession Colorado with a chance to tie things up. Garetano being hounded there by Hossack. He is one of the best in the NLL at just that. Causes the turnover, and here comes Rochester. Late man off the bench is Triolo. He'll shoot and score, and that's all caused by the play from Graham Hossack deep in his own zone.
Well, that you can just hear the momentum and the energy just sink out of this building here. Mammoth get a very important goal, and the Rochester Nighthawks make a great defensive play and come down in transition. The Mammoth were slow to change there, and Triolo had a wide open shot.
After the first Mammoth goal from Ryan Lee, Withers scored 9 seconds after. After this goal from Vitarelli, Triolo scores 26 seconds after. And for Triolo, that's his third of the season. Give assist to Brandon Robinson and Withers. Time of the goal, 3:55, back to a 2-goal game. Withers has himself a goal and an assist here in this game. Came in with 3 goals and 8 assists on the season. Battling on the far side. And no call by the officials. 2-on-1 here for Colorado. Gillis to Lee, back to Gillis. And why are they sending a right-hander out the front door?
Yeah, it is interesting. Even without Eli there on the bench, you still got a couple guys you can put up front there, but you never know what was going on.
Ornhorn will bring it across center. Leave it there for Benesh, down into the corner feed. Far side shot, that one buzzed the tower. Ward off the back of the official, and Ward will reach out and grab it. Head man it to Tim Edwards. Edwards, got to be careful. Watch there by Robertson. Give it off to Jacob Rouet. 10 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. 4-2 is your score. Shots 21-8 in favor of Rochester. Wittig tucks it inside, gets away from two defenders. Triple team, ball loose in the corner, still has it. Now finally dispossessed, and be picked up there by the Nighthawks. Good chance there from Wittig, but just in and amongst the trees of the Rochester defense, and couldn't find a clean shot. Robertson will leave it off there for Jamieson. Magnet gonna stay and play a shift to O. Down into the corner, Triolo. Finesse shot, saved there by Ward. Quickly outlets Taylor Stewart. Off the tip of his stick, and a nice play just to bat it back to Coates. Late man Fittarelli, shot, off the short side post. And now a reverse transition. 2-on-1, Horn, shot, save Dylan Ward, ball loose. It ends up in the net, they'll count it. Now it'll be very interesting to see this replay. Kyle Jackson capitalized on that loose ball, but all eyes to Pepsi Vision.
I think he stays out of the crease, Jackson, but question is, oh no, he's got his left foot there in the crease. That's gonna be no goal.
And quickly out comes the red flag from Pat Coyle. Good eyes, Jamie. So Ian Garrison will take a trip to the penalty box and have a review. And as long as Jamie's eyes are correct, this should still be a 4-2 game. And some words being exchanged right in front of John Gallant as tempers begin to flare here inside the Pepsi Center. Just some nice pleasantries, John?
Well, you know, it goes from the play about 3 minutes ago down here in the corner where the hits got up a little high. And so, you know, it's a Friday night here, just one another. Doesn't, you know, it always seems to get tougher too when the referees are standing here.
So here's a look at the replay. And this isn't going to be the one, we'll probably want an overhead look just to get a good look at that left foot of Kyle Jackson. But that's a heck of a finish to be able to corral that rebound, get control of it, and still put it back behind Dylan Ward. Here's the look that they'll be wanting to see. And you'll see Jackson coming in here late to find that loose ball. There he is now. And that left foot right on the line. And obviously tough to see white shoes, white line, but that's kind of obvious. And there's another look.
So obvious, Rochester's put their defensive unit onto the floor.
And here comes crew chief Ian Garrison. That's a pretty quick challenge. And the score will stay 4-2. Here's confirmation.
After review, the Rochester shooter steps on the crease line prior to the ball crossing the goal line. The goal ruling is overturned. We head to immediate timeout.
So we'll take immediate timeout here and we come back. Rochester trails by a pair. 9:06 remaining. Jamie and I will have the final nine from Denver, Colorado on BR Live and Altitude TV.
Welcome back to the Pepsi Center as the Rochester Nighthawks are leading the Colorado Mammoth 4-2. Impressions of your team's performance halfway through this first half of today?
Well, so far so good. We came in here with a lot of energy and a lot to prove for ourselves. So we're doing everything that we hope for so far.
Talk to me a little bit about the face-off X here for you guys and the importance of the face-off play here tonight. You've got 2 goals right off of Colorado Mammoth goals here to change that momentum back for you guys.
Well, that's what Wiz gives us. It gives us an opportunity to break the momentum and try and build off on our own. Like I said, he's one of the best here, and like I say, we're glad we got him.
All right, thank you very much. Guys.
Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate you asking Mike about the face-offs because that is a very important part of the game. And not all face-offs are created equal. Some are more important than others, but anytime you can kill a team's momentum by winning a draw, getting a goal, that's always beneficial.
Well, that's what we talk about all the time. You look at the best in the game and you look at the teams they played on, they've been successful. So it's definitely a valuable position. And yeah, the Rochester Nighthawks definitely got a good one in Withers.
Here's Jeff Wittig. Killen, outside shot, kicked aside Warren Hill, reset the 30. Killen, Ryan Lee. Far side, back to Lee. He'll shoot, hit a body in front, ball loose. Wittig there. And you've talked about it, Colorado offense got to do a better job of getting into the middle. Vitarelli's shot turned aside by Warren Hill. That time they did, but Vitarelli will get called for going through the crease.
What I like there, to get to the middle, that ball swung east to west. We've seen Rochester do it all night. That was one of the first shifts we've seen the Mammoth do it.
Deep into the corner, Burke circles the top, gives to Kyle Jackson. Isolated near side, shot goes high, back to Jackson, around a screen, goes wide. Shanks, behind the net, Jamison. Inside feed, one-timer on a backhand flip from Boucher, goes wide. That'll be a shot clock violation. Good defense there by Colorado, especially when Jamison went behind the net. Now Coates. We'll leave it there for Ryan Lee. Late man is Vitarelli. He has it now, takes a bump from Magnan, up top Wittig. Near side Rui, underneath, shot short side. Oh, a nice save there by Hill. Loose ball picked up by Ryan Lee. He gets pushed to the turf, fires a loose ball across the floor. And Capito, who was out the D gate, will find it and leave it for Wittig. Near side Lee. Inside feed, Rui, that pass just out of his reach. Loose ball picked up by Horn. And he'll pump it up ahead to Hoff.
We haven't seen Eli McLaughlin since that crease dive he took earlier, and that's definitely something to watch there when you're down a man in the front end. You know, guys are going to get tired a little bit earlier.
Benesh, far side, outside shot, save Ward, loose ball, kicked back into the corner. And bodies battling, going to be picked up all alone off the post. And you can hear Deep Fryer screaming into Johnny's mic backside as the Mammoth defense lost Austin Shanks. And I'm not sure I even see Eli on the bench right now, so he might be in the locker room getting checked out by team physicians. Feed picks it up off the glass. Watch there by Capito. Picked up now. Shot right on target. Nice spinning shot by Dawson Feed. He is a big man. Late man is Shanks running through. Feed near side Benesh. Doesn't find the man off the high seal far side. Still has it though. Picked up by Lintz. Lintz is going to go for a run. Slow 3-on-2, and Johnny Lintz will slow things up and let the offense get onto the floor. And he'll go to Ryan Lee.
Smart decision there. The Mammoth defense played 3 30-second shot clocks there to slow it up, give them a little break as well.
Into the corner, Wittig. Gets a pick there from Wardle. Wittig. Killen. Fires a hard one to Chris Wardle. Underneath. Wardle diving, shooting. Scored! What a take from Wardle. We'll have to watch the replays. I think Warren Hill might have gotten a piece of it. But nonetheless, Wardle with a huge goal to make this a one-goal game as he gets underneath Robertson. And yeah, that's a good goal from Chris Wardle.
That great take by Wardle. Again, way to grind the defense down, moving the ball from side to side, and Wardle, little hesitation, go top side, gets his defender committed, then just a hard take underneath. Nice little dive and deposits it short side behind Warren Hill.
And again, Johnny talked about it last possession, the east-west passes, gets the defense spread out and looking the other way, and that allowed Chris Wardle to get underneath. Wardle from Killen and Wittig, 9:27 time of the goal. But again, Rochester wins the ensuing draw and has possession with Cody Jamison. We'll get a pick from Jackson. Jameson, twister, just missed far corner. Boucher, inside Triolo. Nice defensive check there. And Triolo fell into the crease, and here comes Colorado the other way. Coates, 5 minutes to go here in the half. Colorado looking to tie things up, off to a slow start, but have slowly chipped away here at the Nighthawks lead. Wittig, matched up there with Orn. Horn will get a high seal from Vitarelli, tucks it inside, shot, save Warren Hill. Loose ball, Lee, backhander, another save Warren Hill. Not sure he really even saw it, and then we'll get illegal contact on Gillies. It'll be Mammoth possession when we come back. Chris Wardle's got the Mammoth's second goal of the game. Flying through the crease, come back for 4:42 of the second half. Colorado possession, trailing Rochester 4-3, 4:42 remaining here in the second quarter from Denver, Colorado. Don't miss the NLL's newest show, the NLL Flash, hosted by Tyson Geik. Taking a closer look at the NLL's hottest topics and takes from an all-star cast of analysts from across North America every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on NLL.com. So off of the illegal contact, it'll be Colorado possession as they try to get back to within one. A great chance before we went to break. Two good looks, including that backhand shot by Ryan Lee. Killing. Skips it over to Chris Wardle. He'll shoot and buzz the tower, just goes wide. Loose ball. That'll be a back over call. And it'll go all the way down the corner. Picked up there by Luke Magnet eventually. He was actually just going to defer to Ryan Benesh. Into the corner. Shanks. Benesh inside feed. Oh, delayed penalty coming up here to Colorado. As Boucher was knocked to the ground, cutting through. Warren Hill sprints to the bench. 6-on-5 Rochester. Boucher. Benesh. Shanks. And Benesh couldn't handle the pass from Jameson. As Ian Lord and Chris Boucher mix it up. Lord's also a former member of this Mammoth squad.
Yeah, he's not
Sorry,
happy.
a member of the Nighthawks.
Yeah, he's not happy about the original call. He's going to get it. Looked like to me he definitely hit the Rochester player who was cutting from behind. And that definitely got him a little fired up.
Number 29, a 2-minute minor check from behind.
See the
Get a
replay
look here as Benesh fires the pass through, and yeah, just a little close, but he did get him from behind. Go quickly to the offense, inside feed, shot saved, Dylan Ward. What a quick go there by Colorado. Long bomb pass down the floor, Whitting out the front door. Whitting all alone, pump fake shot. Oh, Warren Hill with a huge save. What a pass from Dylan Ward to Whitting. But again, Warren Hill stands his ground and makes his 24th save of this game. Check that, 14th save of this game. Lintz knocks the pass down. Jameson top center. Twister shot goes wide. 8 on the shot clock. Benesh has it. Hill fired from deep off the post. And then Coates is going to run out of this one. Does he see the man out of the bench? He does just in time. And now Coates is going to have a man off the bench. It's Ryan Lee. Lee to Coates. The pass was behind him. But luckily, Ryan Lee is there to find that loose ball. Ryan Benesh deep in the Nighthawk offensive zone. So we'll play 4-on-3 here for Colorado. Wardle spinning, looking, backdoor cut for Lee just out of his reach. And with 5 on the shot clock, Colorado will quickly go for a change.
Jamie, we've seen that a few times tonight. As an offensive guy, when you're down a man, would you rather be 4 guys, 4 offense players to 5 defenders, or in that case, 3 to 4?
I think it all depends. I mean, I think, you saw earlier in the game when it was a 5-on-3 for the Mammoth, they kept an offensive player up front, but I think you got to go with the 4 guys. Excuse me, 5-on-4 to try to get that ball back for your offense.
Burke, the Shanks shot saved by Dylan Ward, who was way out to challenge. 10 seconds remaining on the minor. Capito across center. So it looks like Colorado's gonna kill this one off.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jay. Just from a defensive point of view, now I'm covering, guys in more space, right? Now, I can't tell you enough how much stress it puts on the defense when, they have an extra guy. They do have that extra guy, but when the offenses can play reckless like that, knowing, the shot clock's going anyway, that's where you commit those penalties.
Rouet's shot went wide and then up into the stands. Souvenir for a lucky fan here on Fan Appreciation Night. Feed around the horn to Triolo. Now Boucher. Watched there by Lintz. Boucher gets a pick, flips it up top. Now Feed Time and room, and all great job. Who is that? Ian Lord soaking one in front. Transition the other way. Edwards. Oh, the pass was just behind Taylor Stewart. And then Stewart hit from behind. No call. And Steed got away with that one. And here comes Graham Hawson. Last minute of play here in the first half. 4-3 Rochester. Jamieson gets a double pick. Skips it across the floor. Shot, shoulder save, ball loose. Picked up by Coates. He's going to run. Coates sprinting with Dylan Lord. And I've done that, Ian. How many times have I done that today?
That's his brother.
It is his brother.
His brother's Dylan.
We talked about this last week.
He used to play for the Mammoth too.
We talked about that last week too. Vitarelli. Up top, Lee. Spins. Shot. Oh, what a save by Hill. Reset the 30. They want to call a timeout? They do. So Ward will go to the bench. Colorado will go 6-on-5 with 14 seconds remaining in the half.
Sean William brings out the drawing board here to drop a play without Eli McLaughlin, who's usually the shooter in these situations. So it'll be interesting to see what they set up here. Maybe something behind the goal. We've seen Ryan Lee in that position before. We got the big outside shot by Kyle Killen on the right side. So it'll be interesting to see what they drop.
Shots on goal 30-19 in favor of Rochester. Join Devin Caney and Renee Washington this week, taking you inside the action on Inside the NLL every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern on BR Live. So you got the NLL Flash, you got Inside the NLL, you got the NLL newsletter. Get it all.
Got Off the Crossbar.
What's that?
It's a podcast some guy does.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So Colorado will send out Vitarelli, Wittig, Wardle, Killen, Lee, and Rouet. Ward Hill slowly making his way back between the pipes for the Rochester Nighthawks. This is a big moment in this game for the Colorado Mammoth. Rouet will set it up. Wardle being shut off behind the net. Lee, Killen, Vitarelli. 5 on the clock. Lee, one-timer just missed. Gets it back, couldn't handle it. 3, 2, and the half is going to end. So Rochester quickly shutting down shuttering down Wardle. Kind of threw that 6-on-5 off, and they couldn't get a good look.
Yeah, they moved the ball pretty well there from side to side. Unfortunately, just couldn't connect. But some good positive momentum here going into the second half. Only down by 1 at this point. Not a bad spot for the Mammoth to be in.
A bit of a slow start, but they chipped away. They got themselves back into this game. That no-goal call on Jackson was a huge turning point to keep it a 2-goal game. And we're just waiting for Ryan Benesh to get himself situated. He's down on the floor with our John Gallant. And Ryan Benesh, the former Mammoth, has a goal in this game. Let's see what he has to say with our own John Gallant. Johnny?
All right, thanks, Ted. Here with Ryan Benesh. Benny, walk us through that first goal there against Dylan Ward. You know, a little pump fake to get him moving a little bit.
I think I just got lucky, to be honest with you. I saw Carnegie, you know, he jumped out in my lane. I tried to shoot it around him. Luckily for me, it went in.
You know, you scored many goals in this arena and many goals for the Colorado Mammoth. What is your mindset here coming back tonight, you know, against a former team?
I mean, this is just a game that we want to win, right? The last, 6 games for us, we've been climbing up and up, getting better and better, and that was the main focus in the room, was just to keep getting better. So, obviously, we want to win too, though.
Thanks, Benny. Good luck, guys.
Thanks, Johnny. And yeah, they just want to win. They're out of the playoffs. They're trying to play spoiler. When we come back, we'll break the first half down here from Colorado. You're watching the NLL on BR Live and Altitude TV.
Here in Denver, Nighthawks leading the Mammoth 4-3 in a low-scoring defensive affair. Back inside the broadcast booth. Teddy Jenner with you, calling all the action. And something National Lacrosse League fans, especially the newer ones, may not know how many sibling rivalries there are, from players to coaches, even in the upper management. There are a lot of familiar ties. The Stotts, the Dawsons, the Nobles, the Couriers. And Devin Caney from the National Lacrosse League caught up with both the Courier brothers last weekend in Philadelphia to talk about how well they know each other and know each other's games.
I'm gonna do a little game with you guys. Ryan, if you could do the honors, please.
No.
We all know how this game goes. I'm going to ask one of you a question and you both have to answer. If they match, that means you guys really know each other well. If they don't, you lose. First question is for Zach. What is Josh's favorite food? Sushi? Okay. Josh, what did Zach want to be when he grew up?
I don't know what he's gonna write here.
I'm going from a young age. I think
Okay.
it changed at one point.
Okay.
Still got it.
Oh my gosh, you guys are 2 for 2. Wow, I'm impressed. All right, next one. Zach, what is Josh's weirdest interest or hobby?
One with just really the only thing I have time for outside of work. is
Yoga.
sports. Oh wow, you got it.
Josh, what is Zach's favorite movie?
He's not gonna get it, I don't think.
No.
He's thinking about it.
I've got a couple favorite ones.
Okay. So you've got options. Happy Gilmore. Ah, finally got you. Out cold.
Oh, that is a good one. That's
Close.
a good one.
Zach, if Josh could take a road trip anywhere in the world, where would he go? Ready? And you even spelled like VA Beach. Are you kidding me? Virginia Beach. Wow. Josh, if Zach could use one word to describe himself, what would it be?
I don't know.
Happy? Beauty.
He's always in a good mood.
Zach, what is your brother's favorite genre of music? Bonus if you can name a specific band.
I didn't even put a band because I'm just one of those guys that listens to other people's
True.
music.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran all around.
Didn't you go to one of their concerts, or what concert?
Mumford and
was
Sons.
that? Damn. see.
Only concert
Over
ever.
two.
Josh, what is your brother's most embarrassing moment?
Peterborough always had a problem beating Whitby when we were younger, and because they were the powerhouse team. But finally, one game, it looked like, I don't know if it was an important game.
Qualifiers.
Okay, so yeah, it wasn't
Or
important.
sorry,
game.
no, it might have been provincials. It was actually provincials, yeah.
It was provincial.
If we won, we would have gotten a bye to the finals.
Yeah. Zach gets the ball, goes down. I think it was a breakaway, scores.
It was Ryan Thistleway.
Someone scored.
Yeah.
There was short time left, and it kind of would have sealed the deal for the win. Gets called off. Whippy immediately picks up the ball, goes down the other way, and scores, and they win the game. And Zach geared down, full gear, in the middle of the floor, throwing all of his equipment over the boards, screaming at the refs.
Pissed.
He was not happy about losing this game. I think all of his gear ended up in the stands. The refs got it near full.
Have you changed your ways? I mean, do you still throw tantrums?
I mean, I try to contain myself as much as I can, but I'd be lying if I said I had it under control. It gets the best of me sometimes, but I also think it helps me play so hard. I don't know if I'd change it if I could, but I've got some fire.
That story kind of exemplifies Zach. He's definitely learned to cope with it better, but he plays with a lot of emotion, and it really came out in that game.
What about you? Do you play with emotion like that? Or you're not.
I definitely, I play with a lot of emotion. I play hard, but it's definitely a lot quieter than Zach. I know a lot of players don't like Zach when they play against him.
Really?
I'd say they probably don't like me for different reasons, but yeah, I would say I'm a lot quieter, but yeah, I definitely play with emotion as well.
Okay.
He channels it better than I do.
That's good though. Clearly it's working for you. All right, anything else you guys want to say?
What did we go there, like 5 or 6 or something?
Like honestly, the Virginia Beach one, I was like in shock.
Philadelphia and Calgary played a great game last week, and we got another great game here inside the Pepsi Center. 4-3, Rochester leads Colorado. Jamie will be back with us to break down the stats and highlights from the first half. Back inside the Pepsi Center, 4-3, Rochester leads. Jamie Shuchuk joins us back now in the booth. And Jamie, 7 goals, 7 different goal scorers, but a lot of shots coming from Rochester.
Yeah, 100%. Not the start to the game the Mammoth wanted, but you know they were okay. They weren't great. Fortunately for them, they're only down by 1, and they have 30 minutes of lacrosse left here to be able to fight back and start taking control of this game.
Warren Hills made 27 saves. Dylan Ward's made 19 saves, but really the key has been Jake Withers at the face-off dot here. You're getting a good look at him winning it to himself, going down and scoring. That was 9 seconds after the Ryan Lee goal. He's gone 6 of 8 from the dot.
Well, that's so important. You see what Withers does for this Nighthawks team, and being able to respond like that is definitely going to suck the air out of this building, and that's definitely something the Nighthawks need to focus on here, is having an answer for everything the Mammoth can do.
Obviously, a big concern will be the health and status of Eli McLaughlin. If he's out for the rest of this game, that's a big loss for Colorado, losing their top lefty scorer. How do they get inside?
Well, I think one of the most important things here is the fact that they need to shoot the ball, and they need to get inside. We saw Vitorelli be successful getting inside. You can see the stats are very similar there. 0 for 2 on the power play is what stands out for me for the Mammoth. They had a 90-second 5-on-3 opportunity. They weren't able to capitalize, but like you said, you're down an offensive man, but you still have 3-and-3, so you'll be able to get that floor balance. But yeah, definitely need to get that ball low and send cutters hard through the middle.
A lot of lacrosse left to be played, and the Mammoth have their destiny right there in front of them. Can they clinch a playoff spot? Come back to Denver and find out with Jamie, myself, and John Gallant.
All right, guys, 30 seconds left. Let's cheer them on, Loud House.
Can save lives and restore sight through eye, organ, and tissue donation. Go to corneas.org for more information on signing up to become a donor and ways to get involved. Back inside the Pepsi Center, the two teams on their respective goal creases. Getting a little team huddle, and Colorado Mammoth letting everybody know that Eli McLaughlin will not return to this game. So that is a huge loss. Ryan Lee and the Mammoth offense will have to step it up. He's with John Gallant now.
Thanks, Teddy. Ryan, how does the loss up front there affect you guys here? Loss of Eli McLaughlin affect you guys and your dynamic up front on the offensive end?
He's obviously our leading scorer. He's a big part of our offense, and he's one of the guys that keeps us going throughout the game. So we just got to push and win this one for him.
All right, thanks. Good luck second half. Guys.
Thanks, Johnny. So, 30 minutes, try and get themselves into the playoffs. Got to outscore this Rochester Nighthawks club, but we talked about it. The Nighthawks are out of the playoffs, so they're just trying to play spoiler, and they've won their last 2 games. They got the lead here on Colorado. They're playing some decent lacrosse.
Yeah, and it was big test for the Mammoth against the Rush, to play a powerhouse team like that. And it's one of those things, we talk about how young up front this Mammoth squad is, and I love what Pat Coyle says. They don't know any better, so it's up to those guys like Ryan Lee just mentioned to step up here in the second half and to just have fun playing this game. We've seen them dominate games before. It's just a matter of putting it together. I think the defense and Dylan Ward are doing a great job right now. I think it's just up to the offense, maybe a couple transition goals to get the squad going here in the second half.
Opening possession to the Nighthawks. Bushi gives it off to Jackson. Burke, Jameson, swim move. Nice stick check there by Robert Hope. Good opening defensive possession there for Colorado. Here comes the offense, and Chris Wardle. Wittig with speed off the bench, sets a big screen, skipped across to Lee, step back off the post. That's a good early look for the offense. New 30, Wardle in the logo. Now Ryan Lee, go work with Rouet, gets a pick, and a double now Wittig. Wardle directing traffic, Lee to Wardle, he just missed it. He's able to find it off the glass, 13 on the shot clock. Killen from way outside, bounce shot, loose ball, and Lee's gonna get there, new 30. See if Colorado can take advantage of a defense that's been out there for just over a minute. Wardle. Taylor Stewart gonna play some, that pass just out of his reach. Wardle trying to find it, picked up by Vitorelli, driving. Vitorelli shooting, that one off the post. Into the netting, another 30 here for Colorado. So getting Taylor Stewart in the offense is just a way to put fresh bodies out on the floor, but I like Killen. Stewart. Backside, look, what a feed, what a finish! Vitarelli's second on a sick feed from Stewart, 4-4.
But Johnny, you mentioned as a D guy being stressed, this has to be stressful for a defense, getting multiple opportunities. They were able to get Wittig off the floor and get Stewart out on the floor there. And it's just a great play by a defender to wind up, get the goalie pulled out, and Vitarelli's been doing that all night, sneaking behind, and ends up on his wrong side there, but had enough time to put it in the yawning cage.
And I think that's why it worked, because he did come out on his wrong side. The D guy was to the right of Warren Hill, which allowed Vitarelli to go on the backside and made that just an even easier goal than normal. So Vitarelli picks up his second of the night from Stewart and Killen. Vitarelli now has 8 since coming over in that trade. But once again, Withers and the Nighthawks win the ensuing draw. Here's Dawson Feed. Shot there from Jackson, turned aside by Ward. Another nice save there by Dylan Ward. Ball loose. Who's gonna come up with it? Body's still battling, finally corralled by Julian Garitano.
Yeah, I'm really liking the chess match back and forth, but what offensive coordinator Sean Williams has done is he's starting to see that Rochester goalie coming out and using that X. That's a nice save there, didn't really see it to the end. But you're starting to see teams more and more here in the NLL using that guy behind the net, adding that dive, right, is really, to your point there, Jamie, stretch the defense and add a new element to offenses.
Ryan Lee, bounce pass near side. Vitarelli's got the latest in tying goal. Wittig, shot, that hit a body, loose ball. Nice box out there by Hosick, ball still loose. It'll be grabbed by Gillies. Brad Gillies gonna run. Gets across the rag line. And we'll leave it there for Chris Boucher. Into the corner, Mike Burke. Jamieson back to Burke. Shot, short side, just missed, didn't get on target. And Carnegie is gonna try to run onto this one. And nice little flip there to Ian Lord, he'll shoot, try to go 5-hole. And Warren Hill closed the wickets just in time. Good look there from Ian Lord. A much better start to this third quarter for the Mammoth. Boucher trying to get underneath. Watch there by Stewart. And nice defense there by Taylor Stewart to knock Boucher to the ground, caused a turnover. And quickly up the floor is Tim Edwards. He's got Killen with him. Edwards to Killen. And Kyle Killen will slow things up. Good push there by Edwards. Killen in the corner. Wittig. Pass it near side, Chris Wardle. Wittig gonna set a high seal, Wardle off the pick, Killen low to low, and that hit a body and went out of play off the leg of Brandon Robinson. New 30, Lee. Around the top, gives it to Wittig. Wardle again directing traffic, Lee. Trying to find a lane underneath, spins back, nice feed to Rouet, but just out of his reach, and the ball careens to Warren Hill. Colton Armstrong. Tracked back there by Wardle. Colorado got to be careful here on the change. Wardle's going to get stuck on D. Burke skips it over to Feed. Jamieson, Burke. 8 on the shot clock. On wide open is Shanks. Shot, top corner, scores. Good pick and roll between Shanks and Burke, and it's a 5-4 lead as Shanks gets his first of the night.
Yeah, exactly. It was a textbook pick and roll there, and a pinpoint shot by Shanks to the short side on Dylan Ward. Got him leaning a bit. It was a little bit of a leaner, dipped his head, kept his stick nice and high, and just placed it to the short side there past Dylan Ward.
Shanks is 18th of the year. This is his first game since early in March. He suffered the same fate as Brad Self, taking a ball to the low region. And unfortunately, Self hasn't been back, but Shanks back in the lineup. Johnny, that funny?
I love 2 old guys up there, textbook, pick and roll. Hey, you get cross-checked in the back there.
That's textbook.
Oh, my goodness.
The ref's not going to call it. It's textbook, John. You know the rules.
Got to stay on your feet as a D guy.
Hey, well, I'll hit you in the back and see if you stay on your feet.
Inside feed to Jackson's call the game, guys. Inside feed again. Benesh takes the feed on an off-ball cut, and he goes short side, and just like that, it's back to a 2-goal game. 6-4, 10:07 left in the third.
2-2 now, right, between those two guys there. It's Vitarelli scores, so Benesh has got to come back between the two guys, trade for one another there. But again, you know, there's no argument of a pick and roll there. It's just a nice cut there, and that's so difficult as a defenseman. You know, you're anticipating pick coming on one side and that little slip there, and Benny does it so well.
25 seconds after Austin Shanks scored, Ryan Benesh gets his second assist to Triolo and Jamieson at 4:53. Rooster with the ball, picks it up off that draw. So a good opportunity here for Colorado to get one back. Vitarelli driving, spins off his check, gives to Wittig. Late man is Killen. He'll fire, save by Warren Hill. And Killen's getting the shots, but unable to solve the puzzle that is Warren Hill in the Nighthawks net. Burke, man cutting through, pass doesn't get through, but Orrin Horn will find it and give it off there to Dawson Theed. Horn will stay in play. Near side, Mike Burke. Around the pick from Shanks. Burke shot, 5-hole, scores. 3 straight for Rochester, and it's 7-4.
That's one that Dylan Ward's definitely going to want to have back. Burke comes around a little screen here, gets the defense switching. Fortunately, looked like Wittig there, caught in the back end. Wasn't able to jump out to the shooter. And just pulls it back to the short side, Dylan Ward.
Didn't go 5-hole, came back short side, but that's a shooter's goal. Gets the goalie leaning, comes back short side. And for Mike Burke, his first of the night, give assist to Shanks and Dawson Theed. Time of that goal, 5:42. Procedure called on Edwards, and that'll take us to a TV timeout. It was 4-4. Rochester scored 3 straight to take a 3-goal lead, and a minute 14 come back to Denver. 7-4, Rochester leading Colorado. They've scored 3 goals in the last minute 15. Also got 3 shots on 6 goals this quarter. The Mammoth return to the floor next Friday, April 19th, taking on the San Diego Seals in a critical Western Division matchup. Be sure to catch all the action on VR Live. And the way this game's going, that game could mean a whole lot, depending what happens Sunday in Vancouver.
And San Diego at this point in the season too is also hunting for that first overall playoff spot. So again, they're playing a hungry team next week, but they got to get through this one first, and we need to see some goals here, guys.
Jamieson carry side, dumps it into the corner. Benesh surveying, looking, trying to drive underneath. We'll flip it there to Kyle Jackson, and what have we got? Looks like Carnegie and Jamieson are gonna go. Carnegie and Jamieson, buckets off, gloves off. Who's gonna get the upper hand? Jamieson's got Carnegie's helmet off, throws it to the ground, and they tumble to the floor. And then a couple late shots by Jamieson. And 2 good guys, not hurting anybody but themselves. We'll head off the floor. Let's see if we can catch what caused this, or if any extra penalties will come from it. That's a pretty good trade if you're Pat Coyle.
Yes, that is it's I think a little bit better and pretty good. But you can see it's the pushing and shoving, all night. Colorado Mammoth defense, have a little edge to them, a little chip on their shoulder there. They gave up 3 right in a row. They came out of that timeout with a little chip, some pushing and shoving at the end, and that's the result.
So here's the call from Ian
Fouls
Garrison.
on the player as follows. Colorado number 27, 2 minutes for roughing, 5 minutes for fighting. Rochester number 88, a 2-minute minor headbutting, 5-minute major fighting. Field strength 5.
Interesting. So 2 and 5s each way. We'll get a good look at it as it just goes out of the screen there. But Jamieson, 2 for headbutting, 5 for fighting. Carnegie, 2 for rough, 5 for fight. So we'll play 5 aside.
And you see that over the course of the game. You know, you get these matchups. You're going against the same guy over and over again, and eventually somebody's going to get a little irritated. It looked like Jamieson took exception, maybe a couple high sticks there to his face, and decided to let Carnegie. He wasn't happy about it.
So Chris Boucher will start with it at center.
Yeah, they're just waiting here. You know, the Jamieson back of his head got cut there against the boards. They just want a trainer to come over and look at him a little bit.
And looks like Cody Jamieson is just going to make his way off the floor to get some attention from the trainers. No, they're just going to bring him all the way to the penalty box. And they're going to send Jamieson all the way off the floor. And they'll send a player over to serve for Jamieson as we get another replay of Carnegie and Jamieson tumbling to the floor. We're not quite sure where the Jamieson's head got cut, but it was somewhere in that fracas.
It looked like right when they went to the ground there and his head was against the boards there, that little cut lower neck. Maybe stitched up a little quick and back out there.
Thanks, Dr. John. Shanks. Benesh fakes the flip, looking. Tried to find Burke, or sorry, that's Boucher. He gets it off the end boards. Boucher, Shanks, shot. Great save, Dylan Ward. I thought that was going to be a moving pick, but none called by the official.
And guys, there was literally no net to shoot at on Dylan Ward there. Dylan Ward stood tall, didn't go for the fakes there, and ended up just hitting him right in the chest.
Good save by Dylan Ward. I say moving pick. Illegal contact, usually. Wittig. Killen gets pushed to the ground. Wittig still has it. Gets bumped there by Hossack. 5 on the shot clock. Wittig, backhand flip. Killen. Shot! Put it over top of the net. Rebound picked up by Withers. Watched there by Wardle. Quickly up ahead. Here comes Mike Burke. Burke watched by Stewart. Comes around the top. Late man. Benesh. Shot sails wide. Ball loose. Effort play there by Lintz, diving for it. Ball still free. Lintz gets pushed to the ground. Who's going to come up with it? It is going to be the big man, John Lintz. Great play by that guy.
He's had a great night here tonight. A lot of block shots, sacrificing his body there on ground balls.
Stewart. Late man Killen. Stewart gets it right back. 15 on the shot clock. Rouet drives. Shot, twister, bouncers, glove save, Warren Hill.
I think that's going to continue to be the key for the Mammoth, is to get Hill moving side to side. He's not the most mobile of goaltenders, so I'd like to see him get that ball behind the net. See a little bit more, having him step out and get back in, just getting him moving side to side. I think he's going to tire out the course of the game.
Dawson Theed trying to drive underneath on the captain, Dan Coates. Gets inside, shoots, and scores. What a goal from Dawson Theed, his 3rd of the year. It's 8-4 as Rochester trying to pull away here from the Mammoth in the 3rd quarter.
Johnny, at what point do you recognize there that Coates is being back down and you got to go over to help? He looks to me like he's in a great position to shoot that ball.
Oh, right away, and I had a really good angle. Right away, you can see there from that replay, yep, that step down, and I think Lillard's got to come right away, because as you can see, he doesn't shoot it all the way around him. Brought that top hand right up to the throat of the stick and just snapped the wrists, and right underneath that glove far pipe. I think, Shuey, you got to come right away on that hedge and slide.
Withers wins the draw, gets checked from behind, loose ball picked up by Capito. Got to be careful of transition. Capito, and he just throws it away. And that's an unforced error by Colorado, one that's not going to make Pat Coyle too happy. Now Burke. Hossack going to stay in play. Burke, Benesh, Triolo.
Now
Burke.
Matchup.
Driving underneath, flips it up to Triolo. He can't find it. Ball loose. And a big grab there by Ian Lord. All the way up the floor. Gillis on the breakaway. Shot, butt, and saved by Ward Hill. That's huge. Loose ball picked up by Lee, and that's a big loose ball. And Ward Hill has had a great game here tonight. Got some lucky bounces, couple saves inside. Wardle scores! Off ball cut, his 2nd feed from Ryan Lee. Breaks the 4-goal run. It's 8-5.
Well, there it is. When the Mammoth play like this and move the ball again, Taylor Stewart coming up in the front end, making plays. Looks like he's a savvy old guy out there. But again, when the ball moves side to side like that, it's hard for any goaltender, and plays like that are just going to wear down this Rochester defense and their goaltender. And a great cut there by Wardle.
Post and in by Chris Wardle, his second of the game, 11th of the season. And back to the face-off dot we go as Colorado kills that momentum. Wardle from Vitarelli and Stewart. I believe it should be Ryan Lee. Well, we'll let the official scores take care of that information. Ball loose off the draw. Picked up there by Edwards. Gonna go for a run. Edwards around Shanks. Thought about it and wisely will allow the offense to set up. Here's Jacob Rouet. Gives it off to Killen. 13 on the shot clock. Wittig late in the offense. Driving underneath. Dunk shot, save Warren Hill. Loose ball picked up by Vitarelli. Fresh 30. Ryan Lee. Hill shoot, shot deflected. Might have been actually trying to pass that to Wittig. Nonetheless, Vitarelli has it. Lee cuts back door. Wittig trying to find room. Pass goes across to Rouet, out of reach of him. And eventually, Rochester finds it. Here's Robertson. He'll come near side Burke into the corner. Austin Shanks. Check that, Chris Boucher. Boucher looking. Skips it over far side. Back to Boucher. Lord without a stick. Flips it up top. Burke. One more time. Backhand flip from Benesh, and nobody was there. And what do we got? A delayed penalty coming up on Lord. A roughing call. And Rochester's going to go to the power play. No stick in his hand. Lord gets a penalty. Ward gets a goal. We'll go to break, 8-5. 8-5, Rochester leading, and they'll head to the power play. The Colorado Mammoth on Altitude and NLL on VR Live is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. So Ian Lord will sit for 2 or less on the roughing call. And Rochester, who's 0 for 2 with the man advantage, will get another opportunity here and try to restore that 4-goal lead. 4:28 remaining, shots 38-30 in favor of the Nighthawks, who, as we mentioned, are off to Halifax next year. Now, that's not something we've really ever seen before in the National Lacrosse League. We saw Edmonton move to Saskatchewan after they won the title, but Edmonton didn't get a team back. Rochester's moving to Halifax, and Rochester's going to get an expansion team.
Yeah, it is interesting. It's kind of confusing when you try to explain that to people. However, I think it's great. I think it's anytime you're expanding a league, it's great. And we're looking for more players to play this game, and just more cities where we have this great product is going to get more young players playing this game. And that, to me, that's what it's all about.
To the power play they go. Boucher gets it back, top center, gives off to Mike Burke, backhand feed Shank, diagonal feed Jackson. Now Benesh. Boucher, Burke, 5-hole shot, save Ward, loose ball. Shanks will get called for in the crease. And now a little pushing between Shanks and Hope. Pat Coyle trying to plead to the officials for a penalty. Colorado will look to kill some time. Late man on is Wittig. Ball deep into the corner, Kyle Killen. 10 on the shot clock, Killen. Mammoth want to try and get some guys off the floor here. Lee, step back shot, that one just missed wide. It's gonna bounce off the glass. And possession will go to the Nighthawks with Jake Withers. Withers will give it to Kyle Jackson. Shot goes wide, loose ball grabbed by Hope, not exactly A clean look there on the offensive power play, not a shot they want. Hope gets across center. Hope had a lane, but the defensive stalwart will give it off to Jacob Rouet as there's 43 seconds remaining on the minor to Ian Lord.
Yeah, Rochester wanted to go early on that possession so they could have the last possession of this power play.
Rouet shot, saved there by Warren Hill, and Hossack snatched it out of midair as that was close to going across the goal line. 22 remaining on the power play. One shot so far on this man advantage. Benesh. Late man is Boucher, he has it now. Brings it near side to Burke and then he'll set a pick. Burke, shot, saved Dylan Ward. Loose ball, who's gonna come up with it? It's gonna be Dylan Ward. Nighthawks asking for back in, won't get it. Lord out of the box. Rochester 0 for 3. 2:22 in the third quarter. Mammoth trailing by 3. A win and they're in the playoffs. Whitting skips it over to Lee. Time and room. Whitting driving, flipping to Wardle, pass just out of his reach. Whitting gets it right back. Wardle, can he drive underneath? Will shoot from a tough angle and force Warren Hill into a save. And he'll pump it ahead to Hossack. Graham Hossack will fire into the corner. Benesh. Late man Jackson. Triolo with it. Dawson feed. Benesh bouncer. Ward got a piece of it. And the ball's loose. Colorado's going to have numbers the other way. Garetano unfortunately didn't pick it up cleanly, and that stopped the transition chance. Now, Lord and Triolo shaking gloves at each other. That'd be a beauty tilt, 2 big trees.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on that one for the rest
Wardle.
of the night, because he did follow him all the way to the bench.
Vitarelli shot, save Warren Hill as Vitarelli tried to go far corner. Robertson will bounce it to Gillies. Oh, and a one-time shot there from Benesh, and a great glove save by Dylan Ward. Numbers here the other way. Hope. Last minute of play here in the third. Stewart comes off the pick, thought about it. We'll skip it over to Ryan Lee. Now Killen. He'll shoot through a screen, trying for a 2-for-1. And Hill will hold on to it. Flip it to Ornhorn. Hossack. Driving. Hossack shooting. Great save. Ward crease call. In possession will go to Colorado. Ward to the bench. They'll hold for the final possession here in the third. Wardle, 6 on 5 as Ward is to the bench. Rouet gonna hold on to it. Wardle behind the net. Whitting comes off the pick. To Wardle, that pass never got through. Magnan picked it off, empty net. Oh, and it bounced just over top. And that's the way the third will come to an end. The Mammoth had it tied at 4. Rochester exploded for 4 straight. Colorado got one back. 15 minutes left. Come back and join us for the fun from Denver, Colorado. The chase for the Champions Cup has begun, and only one team can be crowned champion. Be sure to catch all the action live as the playoff race heats up. Round 1 of the NLL playoffs begins May 3rd through 5th on BR Live. Rochester won all 6 faceoffs in that third quarter. They have an 8-5 lead here to start the fourth. Join Devin, Katie, and Renee Washington this week, taking you inside the action on Inside the NLL every Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern on BR Live. So, 15 minutes, a win and they're in, a loss, and things get a little complicated.
Yeah, there's no doubt that you definitely have to start feeling that desperation here and really push the last 15 minutes. And there's been a game plan, but at this point it's wide open for the Mammoth to be able to come back and gain some momentum crawl back into this game.
Procedure called on Withers on the draw, so Colorado will take possession. Oh, what a chance there by Wittig, and an even better save by Warren Hill, who's got 31 on the night. That pass to Hossack out of his reach. Coetzee trying to track him down. And then a nice help there by Gillis, and Colorado pushes the other way. Here comes Dan Coates. We talked about comeback players of the year many times this season, and Dan Coates has to be up there on the list. What a great season the captain has had coming back off that knee injury. Inside feed was behind Vitarelli. Colorado has it, 8. Oh, what a chance there by Ryan Lee. Loose ball, huge loose ball by Killen. And no holding call, gets flipped out to center, and eventually grabbed there by Colton Armstrong. Colorado hasn't got many breaks from the officials here tonight. And that one led to a turnover. Armstrong driving underneath, now triple team, ball loose into the corner. Lord chopping and slashing, ball still loose. Armstrong diving for it. Edwards is in there, as is Capito. 8 on the shot clock. Colorado be wise just to keep this one loose. Edwards found it, and Rochester will get a fresh 30, but finally grabbed there by Ian Lord. Lucky break there for the Mammoth, Jamie.
Huge break for the Mammoth there.
Wardle. Late man on Vitarelli. Lee, Wardle, thought about it, still has it. Lane underneath, shot, shoulder save, Warren Hill. Is Wardle looking like a little fiery today?
Yeah, and shots like that where Hill doesn't have to move as much as why he's making those saves. And the Mammoth are having success when they're moving the ball side to side and getting him moving.
Jackson gets a pick from Benesh. And then he gets it right back. Thought about it. Good defense there by Colorado. Jackson underneath. Dunk attempt. Oh, I thought that one snuck in somehow, but it ended up on the back of the net. And up ahead comes Dan Coates. Coates will leave it there for Ryan Lee. Late man. Rouet has it, gives it off to Jeff Wittig. Wittig, time in room, won't take the shot. Killen tucks it underneath, flips it up top. Ryan Lee, diagonal feed, one more now. Rouet, shot kicked aside. Warren Hill. How good has this kid been tonight? Third straight start, Johnny, and he's got 2 wins in a row.
I'm sorry there, Teddy, but they talked about that exact play. Colorado's doing a good job of just quick sticking the passes east to west up top. When they swing that down, he was ready for that one on that play.
Rouet stuck on defense, pushes Shanks down by the side. Now Dawson Thied. Triolo run into there by Edwards, still has it, 5-hole save. Rebound, another save by Dylan Ward. Colorado's got a chance to run here. 3-on-2, Capito.
Rochester's going to get a penalty
4
here.
4-on-3, delayed penalty, you're right, Johnny. Dylan Ward to the bench. 2 huge saves back-to-back by Dylan Ward.
When it saves like that has to get this front end going here for the Mammoth, and you know that's a testament to Dylan Ward saying, "Hey guys, let's go here."
One-time feed, Killen. Oh, went in. No, it didn't. Outside of the net. Fans behind the Mammoth, or behind the goal, thought it went in, and so did Big Rob, the PA guy, but that one-timer from Killen went short side, but nonetheless a power play coming. Substitution.
When Killen's definitely been shooting the ball. He's been getting his looks there from the outside. Hasn't been able to connect, but you know, as an old guy, you got to keep shooting at this point in the game. Be a huge monkey off number 67's back if you could put one behind Hill.
Illegal substitution will be served by Colton Armstrong. Mammoth 0 for 2 on the power play. One-time feed. Oh, another great save by Warren Hill, this time of the stick variety, to deny Vitarelli on the one-timer. Unofficially, Killen has 8 shots on target here tonight. Jackson driving underneath, still has it. Double team comes. Killen lost his stick. Jackson somehow still has it. Got to be careful not to take a penalty here. And nice job by Hopi just to keep Jackson pinned to the ground. And Hope actually even trying to draw a delay of game penalty. But here comes the power play. A minute 13 remaining on the minor, served by Colton Armstrong. Mammoth will go strong right. Rouet, Lee, Killen, Vitarelli, Whitting. Killen, Lee, Whitting's open, they can't find him. Killen. Got to get a shot off, Vitarelli does, and miss the net. And this will be a great chance the other way, but it'll be a TV timeout before that even happens. Nighthawks leading by a trio. Dylan Ward keeping his team in it. Come back for fourth quarter action from the Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado. 8-5 from the Pepsi Center. Rochester still clinging to their lead. Now let's take a look back at that diving effort by Eli McLaughlin in the second quarter. Gets underneath Withers and falls to the ground, and instantly you can see him in pain, wincing. And then this look, you'll see he grabbed that left shoulder. And we've been told he won't return to the game. No official update, but that is not good news for the Mammoth and their fans.
Yeah, absolutely. You hate to see a guy like that go down the way he did. You know, going hard to the cage, doing what he does. And the Mammoth offense are definitely missing number 51 and that energy he brings up front.
So 9:46 remaining in the fourth. 46 remaining on the illegal substitution minor served by Colton Armstrong. And neither team has had success on the power play. Rochester 0 for 3, Colorado 0 for 2.5. And the Nighthawks with Cody Jamieson finally back on the floor. Will look to kill off the remaining time on the minor. And back to live action we go. Jameson just gonna sit on it. He'll slowly get some pressure from Joey Capito, then he'll flip it far corner. Shanks. Jamieson. And Colorado looking content just to let Rochester kill 30, and then hopefully they can get a rebound or a loose ball. Jamieson will give to Shanks. He'll backhand it to the corner, and Dylan Ward will grab it. And 15 remaining on the minor. 2 shots so far on this man advantage for Colorado. Here's Ryan Lee. Killen, Whitting, back to Killen. Goes to his wrong side, will shoot, 5-hole score! Power play goal, and boy, did they need that one.
Told you to keep shooting, and he does. And again,
you did say that, you did.
I did say that, but you know, Killen's got such a deceptive shot. They set this play up for him where you see Whittig come and screen the top player in the box there. Killen comes on his offside. It looks like Hill might have been screened there by his own guy, but a smart shot there by Killen. The monkey is off his back, and the Mammoth are back within 3.
Give an assist to Jeff Whittig. Time of the goal, 5:59. First power play marker of the night. Edwards, Withers, face-off dot, need it. And Withers wins it cleanly right behind him. And here's Hoffman. Double team comes from Garitano. Slow numbers here in transition. Inside feed, great stick by Joey Capito. Garitano to Coates. Jackson stuck on D here for Rochester. They're gonna shut Wardle off behind the net. Lee, Killen, right back to Ryan Lee. Rouet with a pick. Lee with a shot, saved by Warren Hill. Up ahead of the floor. They're not gonna throw it, he had a man. And that was Luke Magnan up ahead, but wise decision by Hill. Jackson, stutter step, thought about it. So watch there by Capito. Jackson. Thied driving, shooting, butt, and saved by Dylan Ward as Dawson Thied almost had another. Edwards across center. We'll go bench side, Killen. Comes broadcast side, Ryan Lee. Vitarelli into the corner, Wittig. Stutter step. Killen. 8 on the shot clock, he'll shoot, shot deflected. Vitarelli bouncer put it just wide. And that'll be a shot clock violation with 7.5 to go in regulation. Mammoth trailing by a pair. Shanks shoots, scores. It didn't really look like there was anything there for Austin Shanks, and he just found the soft spot, bouncer far side, and once again, Rochester kills any momentum Colorado may have had.
And just a tough one there for the Mammoth defense. Johnny, it looked like they were slow to just get set up, and Shanks took a good opportunity there, saw his shot.
I think you're absolutely right. You know, there was a slow change from the Rochester offensive point of view, and Shanks saw that room there and just drove through and made that shot. So, you know, it's 7 minutes left here. You know, you got to play with some sense of urgency if you're from the Colorado Mammoth.
Procedure on Coates. Rochester will get credit for another face-off win. Here's Jamison. Give an assist to Armstrong on the Shanks goal. 7:38 in the fourth. Not sure how that is not an illegal contact, as Hope was knocked to the ground by a straight arm cross check. And now he'll find the ball and pump it up ahead to Jordan Gillis.
So that is not a textbook
No, that is not a textbook pick and roll.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Into the corner, Ryan Lee. Wardle gets a pick from Wittig, thought about it. Lee will shoot. That hit a body, never made it on net. 10 on the shot clock. Lee. Vitarelli. Pass was deflected. Vitarelli has an open net. Oh, great goal-saving check there by the Nighthawk defender. And that saved the goal. Now Vitarelli slow to make his way off as Brad Gillies made the defensive play. Late man, Burke. Feed trying to work his way underneath. Skips it far side. Burke inside feed. Triolo spinning, shooting, diving. That'll be a crease call. It'll be Colorado ball. Mammoth would be wise just to pick this one up and push the tempo. Capito. Under 6 to play. 3-goal lead here for Rochester. Shots 47-41 in favor of the visitors. Inside feed. Ruioni just put it over top. Loose ball picked up there by Stewart. Stewart trying to get underneath. Checked there late by the Nighthawks. And then an outlet pass to Armstrong.
Good opportunity for Rue. Be nice to see him get rewarded too. He's had statistically a down year, but the guy does so much there. He works so hard without the ball. You'd like to see him bury his chances.
Jamison. Isolation far side. Shanks on Hope. Shanks shooting. Save Ward. Loose ball. And it's in front of him. And Hope will push it up ahead to Capito. Little transition here from Rochester. Capito thought about it. And he'll tight pass to Chris Wardle. And that's another costly turnover by the Mammoth in transition. Here's Hawson. Down in the corner, Chris Bushi. Stutter step, shot off the crossbar. There's that podcast you were talking about.
Off the crossbar, that was a beauty. That was a great shot. Dylan Ward dipped down on that one and went off the crossbar.
Warren Hill just allowing this ball to sit. Kill some extra valuable seconds. Edwards gonna go for a change. Feed right down the pipe. Shot, had his stick deflected. Loose ball, Benesh. Backhander, 5-hole went wide. Sneaky shot there by Benesh. Loose ball picked up by Triolo, and his pass just goes wide. Loose ball grabbed there by the Mammoth. 4 minutes to go. Carnegie at center. Gets it over the timeline. We'll flip it to Wittig. Got to watch man behind him. And he finds it off the sideboard. Rouet. Lee. Inside feed. Rouet couldn't find it. Loose ball picked up by Wittig. Up top, Killen. Shot bouncer wide. And that'll go up and out of play. take us to our final timeout of regulation. Mammoth trailing by 3. Austin Shanks has a pair. Come back. Fourth quarter action from Denver, Colorado. 3:50 remaining in the fourth. 9-6 Rochester leading Colorado here late in the fourth quarter. Time now for the play of the game, presented to you by Geico. And it's from that guy that Colorado used to love seeing goals, Ryan Benesh.
Yeah, Ryan Benesh hasn't skipped a beat. Put on a different uniform, but still being a threat in the offensive end for his team, and he's definitely led the way here for the Rochester Nighthawks.
That was his second goal of the game. He's got 4 points on the night as Rochester looks to put another chink in the armor of the Colorado Mammoth playoff hope. Here's Jackson. Gives it off to Cody Jamieson. One-on-one, now they skip it far side. Double seal, Burke. Near side, Jamieson. 10 on the shot clock. Jamieson underneath, shot saved there. They're running a call. Holding on Jackson. And they're going to give Jamieson a delay game penalty, and that's a right call. Is it Jamieson or Jackson going? It might be Jackson, I believe, and this is an opportunity for the Mammoth to get another back.
Well, it's huge. Down 3 here, 3:27 remaining. You know, typically you look at it and you say you're going to have
Rochester number 47, a 2-minute minor delay of game.
you're going to have 3 possessions. So a huge opportunity. You know, if I'm the Mammoth here, you look to get a shot off early in this power play, even if you don't get the ball back. Still going to have a full possession.
Urgency is going to be the key. See if they can't get this crowd into it. Killen, Wardle, Wittig, pump fake, shot, save, Hill. Loose ball picked up by the Nighthawks. And a little pressure by Colorado. Big hit there by Killen, ball loose. Knocked down by Rouet, ball still loose. Magnan has it. Colorado almost caused that turnover, but Rochester's pursuit of the ball gives it to him right back. Got to be careful not to take a penalty here. Hope all over Magnan. Now a little double team. 3 in the shot clock, and Magnan will just leave it there. Nice job there by the Nighthawks to kill some time. Here comes the power play. 1 for 3 so far on the night. No Vitarelli still for Colorado. Shot scored! Stewart on the power play. Why not? 2-goal game, 9-7. Stewart with his first. And the Nighthawks are within a pair.
Guys, Taylor Stewart has been all over the floor. There was one possession where he played offense, played defense, played another shift of offense. And here he is playing the top of the power play. Just a shooter shot there. Warren Will was not able to get over in time, but great job by number 11 today.
Stewart from Wittig, 12-31. 2.5 remaining here in regulation. Back to 5-on-5 we go. Edwards, Withers at the draw. Withers wins it, pops it free, ball loose. Good job by Edwards to pursue it. Can Colorado come up with it? They can as Jackson finds it. Good work there from Kyle Jackson. And now he's double teamed in the corner. Jackson still has it. Ball pops loose, picked up there by Boucher. Boucher around the front. Step back shot, shoulder save, Dylan Ward. Lord up ahead to Capito. Numbers here, Colorado. 3-on-2, 4-on-3. Capito force it in transition again, and Wardle can't find it.
Yeah, it's gonna when the Mavs look back at the game film on this, that's gonna be something that definitely needs to be addressed. Is the careless turnovers. When you're trying to crawl back in a game, you cannot let that happen.
Benesh, 90 seconds in regulation. Mammoth got to have a little urgency, get this ball back. Benesh all alone, shot, save, Dylan Ward! And Colorado's going to call a timeout here, down a pair. 1:18 in regulation. Johnny, what happened? How do you leave Ryan Benesh so open?
Well, I think, you know, in that situation, you guys talked about a little bit of urgency, right? The crowd's loud. You know you got to get the ball back. And as a defenseman, you just start scrambling a little bit. You looked at double, and, you know, the Mammoth defense just got out of position. And unfortunately, the one guy they left open was Ryan Benesh. But, you know, you go back to, you know, all year, you know, Dylan Ward's been the best player here for the Colorado Mammoth. And, you know, if they're going to come back in this game, you know, that's one save we can look back to with a minute left in the game. You know, Rochester's top offensive player, one of the top offensive players on the doorstep, and Dylan Ward again makes a big save. But, you know, you can hear how loud it is. You can feel how loud it is right now. And, you know, I know it's good for the Colorado Mammoth fans, and it's good for the team. You know, this energy, that loudness, you know, that loud energy is really tough to play in if you're a defenseman, because defense is all about communication. And so in that situation there, you can see Rochester at this end really figuring out what they want to do and anticipate, because they know they're not going to be able to talk to one another.
Ward out of the cage, 6-on-5 Mammoth. Stewart. Hossack doesn't have a cage on. Mammoth didn't have 6 guys out on the floor. They jump Lord out and then they throw it away.
They're literally out of offensive players if you have Taylor Stewart up front. And
no Vitarelli, no Eli.
No Eli.
So Colorado's going to even pull their goalie here and play defensively 6-on-5. Grabbed there by Coates. Numbers the other way. Garetano. Lee. Garetano, and he missed the pass. Whitting finds it off the glass. Wardle with the dunk, scores! Wardle from behind the net, dunked it past Warren Hill. It's a 1-goal game.
And a beauty athletic play. Chris Wardle gets Will moving over there over his right shoulder. Woo! And that's a beauty.
Slam
Good job staying
dunk.
out of the crease, too.
So now they'll put Dylan Ward back between the pipes.
And, you know, guys, that all starts with Captain Dan Coates. You know, Rochester made a pass the length of the floor, had a man wide open, but the Mammoth defenseman wasn't aware where the pass was, and Coates comes across the entire floor to pick that off, to move it up in transition.
Wardle from Whittig and Lee. Time of the goal, 14-10. Scored with the extra attacker. And every goal in the final 2 minutes is reviewed. So Ian Garrison just making sure this is a good goal, and it should be.
So the last, you know, over the last about 15-20 minutes here, the Mammoth had decided on the face-off to not even compete, right? To stand up and to battle for that ground ball, and to hope to win the face-off in that format. Here with, you know, 50 seconds left and you're down 1, do you compete for the ground ball, or do you go with what you've been doing for the last 20 minutes here in the second half and just stand up as a face-off man and use the wing play to come in and try to battle for that ground ball?
Well, they got 3 defenders back, 1 guy in the offensive zone, and I think you're right, Johnny. If you let Withers clamp it and win it to himself, Edwards stands up, watch where Withers puts it, and then pursue.
Okay.
That's me.
Yep.
And, you know, I'm a textbook O guy.
Automatic review. After review, the goal call stands.
So it is a good goal. 1-goal game. 50 seconds remaining.
And I'd like to see the Mammoth go back to putting a guy behind the net, because if they shut him off, then you just play 5-on-4 straight up, you know, or it opens up another dunk opportunity.
Dan Coates is the free man of the defensive end. He's got to be hard on this loose ball. Edwards and Withers just going to battle for it. But the longer this stays at center, the better it is for the Nighthawks.
That's right, yep. And he's got the clamp.
Withers has the clamp. Now that's stuck in his stick. Should be Colorado. Picked up by the Mammoth. Garetano. Hope score! Ryan Lee! Tie game! Are you kidding me?
There you go. That'll bring the Mammoth to their feet on Fan Appreciation Night. They deserve it. And what a beauty play. Great pass. Getting Warren Hill moving side to side. And Ryan Lee with another beauty. This kid only scores beautiful goals. And we got 30 seconds left. We got a tie game.
This place is going bananas. B-A-N-A-S.
B-A-N-A.
I missed an N. I'm not good at spelling, Jamie. Oh, that's a good goal. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Is that right?
It's interesting how he's able to go low to high here.
That is a sweet finish from Arlisi. Top corner, past Warren Hill. We are tied at 9. Here's the call from Ian Garrison.
For automatic review, the goal call on the field is confirmed.
So, big face-off, Jamie?
Huge face-off. Now it's wide open. You saw Withers clamp, try to kill as much time. Different circumstances here, and the Rochester Nighthawks still have a timeout.
Ryan Lee from Rouet at 14:30. And Rochester wins the draw, calls timeout. Tim Edwards can't believe it.
Well, Withers really jumped the whistle there, right? He used that technique of watching the face-off official. And as you can see, you know, when he wins it quick and doesn't allow that wing play in there, right, he's really tough to beat. You know, you've talked about, you know, Jeff Snyder here. You know, the Colorado Mammoth had, you know, arguably one of the best in Jamie Hanford here for years, and that was his technique as well. You know, just winning that clamp, but seeing that a referee, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see how Colorado defends this. They have in the past here locked off and went more 5-on-4. It's going to be interesting to see how they defend this last the 30 seconds.
25.8 in regulation, so Rochester can hold on. There's another look at the Ryan Lee goal from the corner. And it hasn't been Colorado's best game, but they've had one of their best fourth quarters, and have battled all the way back, outscoring Rochester 4-1 here in the fourth to tie it at 9. Jameson's going to start with it at top center. Benesh, Jackson, Shanks, Boucher, and I think that's Mike Burke is the extra righty.
Mammoth are organized here. You got Joey Capito up top. We haven't seen that look very much here this evening. What time do you go here, Jamie Shuchuk?
Usually about 8 seconds, I think, depending what they're doing. But, you know, typically watch for a guy seek behind the net here as the rotation starts going, the ball moves.
Jamieson, oh, he's stripped, ball loose. Still loose, shot saved, Dylan Ward at the buzzer. We're off to overtime. What a finish.
It looks like Shanks took a high hit. He's down on the ground. The trainer's coming out.
So Jamieson nearly had it as he went down the middle. He got stripped. We're getting our first home overtime game of the year. We'll come back. Join us. 9-9's your score. Next goal wins. Can the Mammoth clinch a playoff spot? Find out next from Denver. Back inside the Pepsi Center. I hope you caught your breath. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, next goal wins. So here's always a tactical question. If you win the draw, do you call timeout right away and drop yourself a play?
I think you do, and you know, it's also an opportunity for the defensive team as well to get together. But you know, I think you do right off the bat. I think it gives you a kind of an upper hand with some structure to be able to go out there and execute.
Shots pretty even, 51-45 Rochester. Withers, Edwards at the dot. Faceoffs, 18 wins for Jake Withers in 22 draws. That is a phenomenal faceoff record. But if he doesn't win this one, it doesn't matter.
That's exactly right, and they're expecting him to win this. They got a couple offensive players already down in the offensive end here. Garrison will blow it in.
Withers wins it. Loose ball picked up by the Mammoth. Rouet has it. Colorado won't call timeout. Got to be careful not to turn it over here. Watch your back.
I think he heard you.
I think Wardle might have heard me. It's an island thing. We got telepathy. Wardle winning. Rouet gonna isolate down in the corner. Get a pick there from Ryan Lee. Stewart. Rouet. Wardle one-time feed just out of his reach. Loose ball picked up there by Rochester. Hazen won't call it timeout. Defense. Up ahead quickly. Here comes Mike Burke. Everyone here inside the Pepsi Center on their feet. Burke thought about it. Around the top, Jamieson back to Burke. Through a screen, save Dylan Ward. Loose ball Lintz. Up ahead, Taylor Stewart. One-on-one. Shoots, oh, save by Ward Hill. Stewart had a little isolation on Benesh, decided to take the shot. Ward Hill made the save. Benesh. Down into the corner, Cody Jamieson. Late man's Triolo. Feed. Bushi. Driving, diving, save Dylan Ward. Loose ball. Picked up by Gillis.
That went off the post there.
2-on-1. Gillis and Lee. Gillis. Shot. Oh, that hit a body of Dawson Feed. Never made it on net. Wardle at center.
Mammoth have a little bit more energy down here. A little bit more speed from their end.
Lee, Stewart, Wardle, Lee, save, loose ball, and Ward Hill will fall on it.
You get the sense here, Rochester's just holding on right now. You know, the youthfulness of the Colorado Mammoth here is really starting to show, feeding off this crowd.
Capito isolated on defense against his former teammate, Jamieson.
ISO.
Check that, that's Jackson. On Lord, Jackson trying to get underneath, diving, scores! Kyle Jackson, they'll review it, but as of right now, Kyle Jackson has the winner.
From all the way up here, it did look good. Hard move.
Right away, Garrison to the box to review this.
This would be an absolute heartbreaker for the Mammoth and these fans. We're on their feet, and we'll see it here. Jackson sets him up.
Isolated out with Ian Lord, gets underneath. Okay. Driving. Right foot's good. Left foot's good.
I think that's going to be a good goal.
Looks like it's going to be a good goal.
Unless his feet were dragging, we can't tell. You can see he's down and his body starts going to the floor. We'll see if his feet are dragging. You're not going to be able to tell here. Great stick control by Jackson.
I don't know, that's pretty close. They get a reverse angle on that one or an overhead maybe. Here's a good chance. It's basically essentially going to be Jackson's left hip. And they're frame by frame by frame by frame by frame. That's real tight. Close.
Rochester bench saying it's a goal. That's going to be tight. That's going to be a tough call for the official, especially given the fact that we're in overtime.
It's got to be conclusive. Call on the floor.
And that right there, his left knee.
Yeah, but is that Lord's left? Is that Lord's knee that's on the floor, or is that Jackson's knee? If Ian Garrison calls this no goal, he might be the most beloved man in Denver tonight.
This will be a good view here.
I think that's no goal.
Well, the official's in the way when you can't tell when it crosses the line. You can see, so the shot's out of his stick.
It's got to be across the goal line, though. He's down. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, there's no doubt his feet are out, but the way he's leaning, the left side of his lower body, that's tough.
And unfortunate, between frames is sort of when the ball goes in.
See, if I'd have to guess, the ball's not in yet. He's out of the crease. Say right about there.
He's still hovering, but you almost have to go to the other angle to see where his legs are. The ball's not in. Maybe the ball is in left of the official. That looks like he's down to me.
It's interesting from this point of view. Rochester went on the floor, celebrated. Yeah, Captain Cody Jamieson turned me. Yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah. So it's, down here, guys are just, guys see all the same angles that you guys do. And, they're going to obviously take their time on this one. But from that first look, you could see that isolation, coming from that one side. We've said it all the time, Weir can never get beat, can't get beat underneath. There's no help there. But, Jamie, you said it would be disappointing the way Colorado Mammoth were able to come back, in that last 3 minutes to tie the game, to get it overtime. They had a lot of momentum here.
Unfortunately, the more they look at this, the longer it seems inconclusive to me,
right.
John.
Yep. No, I agree with you. Yeah, Cody, yeah. Yeah, it's, the Rochester players down here asking if I got a different view. No, I do not,
Might be one of the toughest reviews of Ian Garrison's career down there in the box. Nobody has left the arena. Everybody's still standing. That back leg looks down to me. But of course, I want to see this game continue. I don't want to see it to be over, do you?
No, this is fun.
This is fun. Fun on a Friday night. If we got some time, maybe we squeeze in some out-of-town scores around the National Lacrosse League. No, we're not even going to get it. Ian Garrison, are they going to love him or are they going to hate him here in Denver?
As a result of
inconclusive, Rochester wins it 10-9. The Vancouver Warriors are still alive. The Mammoth have yet to clinch that playoff berth, and they'll have to wait, maybe get some help Sunday from the Wings.
Yeah, an absolute heartbreaker, but I think that was the right call by the officials. If it goes the other way, I think there's even more controversy. I think that's the right call. Heartbreaker for the Mammoth, and the Rochester Nighthawks are, you mentioned it, they're putting a little chink in the chain here for the Colorado Mammoth.
A real tough loss here for the Mammoth, like you said, coming back, battling back, down 3, force overtime in the last 30 seconds. Dylan Ward makes a huge save late in the game, right at the buzzer to let this go to overtime. Both teams have opportunities in the free lacrosse, but it's Kyle Jackson who had an isolation on Ian Lord, got underneath and put it past Steve Fryer for the game-winning goal. Time now for your 3 stars of the game. Your number 3 star, Dylan Ward, with 43 saves. Ryan Lee's your 2nd star, 2 goals and 3 assists. And with the overtime winner, the game winner, and his only goal of the contest, Kyle Jackson, the Rochester Nighthawks. And John Gallant's gonna get him right now down on the floor. The Michigan product, game winner, he's with John Gallant. Johnny.
Take us through that last ISO and obviously the game winner.
It's something we work on all the time in practice, those ISO situations, and I didn't score all game. I didn't really do a whole lot, so had to make up for it there.
I was talking to assistant coach Marshall Abrams before the game, and he mentioned you guys have had difficulty putting games together, 4 games together. How important it is for you guys to finish up this season, a big win like this tonight?
Yeah, it's massive. I mean, we struggled at the beginning of the year, and we finally pulled it together, and right now we're playing some of the best lacrosse that we played in my 3 years of being a Nighthawk, so it's awesome to see, especially those young guys stepping up, making some big plays in the game.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you.
Guys.
Thanks, Johnny. Not the win the Mammoth were expecting, not the overtime goal they wanted either. Come back, Jamie and I will break it down from Denver, Colorado. 10-9, Nighthawks win in overtime. The Colorado Mammoth on Altitude has been brought to you by Ford F-150. Get the truck that was made to work. Ford F-150. Built better, built stronger, built Ford tough. And by the Denver Outlaws. 2019 Outlaws tickets are on sale now. Visit denveroutlaws.com or call 303-OUTLAWS for more information.
A heartbreaking loss here inside the Pepsi Center as the Mammoth faithful slowly exit the building. 10-9 Rochester wins it over Colorado. And Jamie, a slow first quarter, a slow first half, but an exciting finish, but unfortunately not the result Colorado was hoping for.
Yeah, 100%. Losing guys up front it was a big blow to this Mammoth squad, but I think the Mammoth need to take out there's a lot of heart showed on display there in the fourth quarter, and the young guys stepped up. Ryan Lee doing what he does, and so I think that's a good positive for the Mammoth to take moving forward.
Let's take a look at the highlights of tonight's game. It was an incredible performance by both Dylan Ward and Warren Hill, but it was Cody Jamieson getting the Nighthawks on the board early as they got off to a hot start and really didn't allow Colorado to gain any momentum, as every time Colorado got a goal early on, it was Jake Withers winning the draw and Rochester scoring a goal. Yeah, Withers was definitely a factor here tonight. He got on the board. Here we see him win the face-off to himself and take it hard twister to the short side. But, I think it was just a really, it was a grinder-type game today, only 19 goals, and Rochester just stuck to their game plan. You heard Kyle Jackson say they're playing their best across right now. You can definitely see that chemistry up front on the Rochester Nighthawks squad. Losing Eli McLaughlin was huge for this offense, but it was nice to see guys like Julian Garitano and Taylor Stewart step up, play some front door shifts, but the play from Chris Wardle tonight, maybe his best game of the season. Yeah, 100%. We usually don't talk about him scoring big goals, but definitely scored a couple big ones here tonight. He's always a factor up front, and it was good to see him step up in the loss of Vitarelli. And I think you can't say enough about number 11 and Taylor Stewart in performing so well in the front end tonight. Number 11 for Rochester, Kyle Shanks, had a couple big goals to allow his team to gain a lead late in that fourth quarter. But you talked about, and you mentioned the heart and compete level of this Colorado team down the stretch allowed them to get back into this game and have a chance for overtime. Yeah, we talked about the beginning of the season when there were struggles in the front end with the Mammoth, and I think that's the key, is just a full 60 minutes, and you have to get to double digits in this league to put yourself in a position to win. So definitely, the up front, the front gate here needs to be addressed moving forward. When you look at this club, they have what it takes to make it to the playoffs, but sometimes they are a bit Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah, 100%. I've been saying that all year, Teddy. It's one of those things where, you see them play so well, and you see the young guys start to flourish in this offense, and then you see performances like tonight where you kind of shake your head a little bit, and Pat Coyle is not going to be pleased, and it's not going to get any easier with San Diego on the road and Saskatchewan the following week. They're going to need some help from Vancouver on Sunday. If the Wings beat Vancouver, then Colorado does get that final playoff spot. Down between the benches, John Gallant, and Jamie and I were talking about, Johnny, a slow start for the offense, but really another solid performance by the defense tonight. Yeah, there was the Colorado Mammoth were outshot. It took about 5, 6, maybe even 7 minutes for them to actually get their first shot on net. And so, the defense played solid. You have Dylan Ward there. He's their best player, right? He was stood on his head again here tonight. And so, you guys mentioned it. They got to play 60 minutes, and Pat Coyle and his coaching staff, they have to find a way, to get that first quarter going. The energy, the youthfulness that we saw in that last 12 minutes of the in the fourth quarter, somehow we got to get that going into the first quarter. And the one thing I would like to see, the Mammoth have struggled against bigger, more physical defenses. We saw that last week against Saskatchewan. We saw that a little bit here tonight. Defenses like Calgary, they're a little bit more athletic, smaller, and have speed. Colorado does well with them. So they know they didn't get in the playoffs here tonight. They're going to watch that game tomorrow, Sunday. They're going to prepare for next week when they're on the road. But at some point here, right, you're right, they got to put those full 60 minutes together. And until they can do that, whatever energy, whatever they can carry over from here tonight, is going to go for waste. So, seeing how their offensive guys do, and I know with this coaching staff, they're going to work hard this week to get this team ready for next week. Johnny, thanks very much and great stuff all year long. Jamie, our last final home broadcast of the year, so that'll do it from the Pepsi Center. But a fantastic game, not the result Colorado was looking for. The final score, Rochester 10, Colorado 9 in overtime. The Mammoth return to the floor next Friday the 19th, taking on the San Diego Seals and a huge West Division matchup. All the action on Bleacher Report Live. This has been a presentation of Altitude Sports Entertainment, your home for the Colorado Mammoth. For myself, Teddy Jenner, Jamie Shuchuk, John Gallant, and the entire Altitude crew, thanks for joining us tonight and all season long. Final score, Rochester 10.